All journeys must eventually draw to a close. This one's not over yet. How you liking it so far? We're close to the end, though. Hello, Charkie.
Hey, Cass.
Hello, one and all. Welcome to the LJN Connection, episode 8 of 9. This is the penultimate episode of this retrospective series covering every LJN published game. We are covering the year 1994 tonight, which leaves us 95, 96 in the year 2000. But we're just going to roll all of those into one final episode, which will come complete with a history section. Don't you worry, I'll have some slides ready for that one. But tonight it's all about the games. What was the console that's tagline was? It's about the games, stupid. No, it's right. The N-Gage. Yeah, it came to me as I was saying it out loud. It's about the games, stupid. Hello, audience. You're not stupid. You're all very bright and cool, and we thank you for coming out on a Saturday night, or watching on YouTube. Either or. Charkie.
Yes, Cass.
There are a lot of SNES games in tonight's collection. There's also one, the first, the only Sega Genesis game in the LJN library. We'll explain how that one came to be when the time comes. But that is an interesting note that all of these games, to a certain point, have been Nintendo games, have been for the NES, the Game Boy, and the SNES. And only one would bear the LJN Rainbow on a Sega console, or I guess two, technically. There's that last one. There's that weird last one in 2000. But for the most part, LJN and Nintendo, synonymous. Now, I gotta ask you, there's a couple games here that I think you have expressed some degree of fondness for in today's episode that I've seen you play before. Just completely apropos, not even of like the LJN connection in our show research or whatever, but just because you seem to like them.
I'm fully aware of what I'm doing.
So I'm gonna definitely let you play those ones when they pop up.
Thank you.
That's just.
And also thank you for the drink up.
Yep, don't mind me. I'm drinking, and with the drink up, that does segue nicely into our next segment, the key segment, the tentpole segment of the show. That, of course, being Cassidy's Drink Roundup. No, wait, no, I haven't copyrighted that yet, or trademarked it, or patented, or done anything. I haven't produced that yet. I guess we'll have to settle for Charkie's Stream Snack. Please to take it away, my snack-eating friend.
All right, tonight's stream snack is for our drink. It's a Rehab Monster Wildberry tea. They finally got the Rehabs back in stock, so I can have my energy tea.
They tried to make you drink a Rehab. You said no, no, no.
Our snack is barbecue chicken bites. This is just from a local grocery store chain. They're just fried chicken. Not even they're too big to be nuggets. They're like big old white meat chicken fried up with some barbecue sauce on them. I mean, that's all they are. They're
chicken
good.
Fingers?
It's like not chicken fingers. They're like if you took like a chicken nugget, right? And then you took in the Photoshop and you increased the size by like 150%. They're good. I mean, they're just like actual like locally made fried chicken bites.
Oh, very good.
Yeah.
Are you dipping them in anything? Or are you just taking...
Pre-dipped. They're covered in the barbecue sauce. Isn't that what the saucy nuggets thing that like KFC and Wendy's are doing?
Well, all I know about the saucy nuggets thing is that I saw Review Bra, the report of the week, reviewing some of KFC's offerings. They did not seem particularly appetizing. At least not to him.
You see the thing Wendy's is going to try to sell, apparently?
What's that?
Which is the saucy nuggets holder, which is like this thing you wear around your neck. And it's this big fucking wheel with like a bunch of spokes on it that you're supposed to put the nuggets on and then spin around and then tilt your head down and eat the nugget off of your chest like you're a fucking horse or something.
I mean, they do that stuff just to get on the
bag.
news. They do that stuff just to get covered in like
I know.
news stories. They'll never actually sell that. They won't actually be available. Just a stunt.
Oh, limited quantity, I'm sure. I'm sure there'll be a couple of them that exist.
Time will tell, I suppose. We'll see the next big influencer who goes all in on the Wendy's nugget holder. That's their shtick. That's their gimmick. The Costco guys.
And that'll be us trying to get sponsorships for the Stream Stack segment.
I mean, we'll stoop to any low for like one of those major corporations, for one of those major fast food chains. Absolutely. Name a meal after us. Name a burger after Charkie. What would your burger be? What would your ideal burger be?
Oh man. I think it would be like the rodeo burger that they used to do with Burger King, but make it like onion strips instead of onion rings, like fried onion strips, like a French onion kind of thing.
For me, single patty, cheese, diced onion, sautéed onion on top of that, and that's it. That's my ideal burger. That would be the Cass burger. Maybe if you're feeling fancy, put an egg on there.
Wait, I got a better idea. All it is, it's a burger and a chicken patty on top of it with cheese.
Isn't that the surf and turf or whatever?
I don't know any aquatic chickens.
Oh, that's not what I meant. I meant the land and air burger, whatever the fuck it is.
I don't know what it's called. But it's something that in high school we used to order that. We used to go to the cafeteria. Yeah, and they had hamburgers and they had chicken, and we'd say, just take a chicken and put it on a hamburger and give that to us. And they always be very confused. And we'd say, it's good, it tastes good. And they eventually had to ban it.
These kids and their food fusion, their culinary fusion.
They literally had to ban that because they were too confused by it. So then they said, we can't do that for you. Then we said, okay, can I order a hamburger and a chicken sandwich together? And they would look at us like with like daggers in their eyes, and they'd be like, all right, fine.
These crazy kids.
I don't know why they hated the idea of us putting a chicken on a hamburger.
It's just not right. Coming soon, the big Charkie made with 100% real charcoal, says Hackstralian.
I can't.
Like this charcoal on the burger is just like a big lump, like coal in the middle between two buns.
No, it's like one of those gimmick like black bun things where it's all activated charcoal, right? And then if you're on HRT, it just turns the HRT off. So I would not do that to people.
The dangerous game we're playing there. Speaking of dangerous games, how's that for a segue? It's time we get into tonight's first game, which is T2, the arcade game for the Super Nintendo.
You love rail shooters, Cass.
Yeah, I usually do. Not this one. This was released February 1994, according to my my gimmick here. This is a little late to be, tying into T2, but I guess the arcade game still has some cachet. And I guess they saw fit to bring it to the SNES with Super Scope, with controller, or an SNES mouse. So that is, you'd have your options to play this game. It's a horrible game. The game's no good no matter how you slice it, but at least you have different tools with which you can play the game, different input methods. You don't have to hang out the arcades. The #1 shooter is now on Super NES. Magazine ad here, advertising this SNES version in particular.
And spoiling the end of the movie.
Well, they had 2 years. They had 2 years to see it at this point, or to play the arcade game. And then finally be like, well, I love this game so much, I want to play it at home, I want to play it every waking hour of the day.
You ever see someone in the modern era who gets upset at people spoiling Final Fantasy VII?
Yes, I have.
It happens, yeah.
I not to get into too much of a tangent before we get into this game, but, the spoiler thing, I've just never been someone who cared about spoilers. I'm all about the journey, not necessarily the destination. If I'm watching a movie or a TV show and I know what's going to happen, it's almost like anticipation. It's almost like building up to that moment. It's almost like I'm just along for the ride. I'm appreciating the art, the cinematography, the storytelling, the acting, and I've just never really cared if something gets spoiled for me. How's about you?
I care. I'm not going to say what I've been avoiding spoilers on, because that's an invitation for someone to spoil it for me. But there are things that I have managed to avoid spoilers for years until I got around to it, and I was glad for it. Like, I somehow avoided spoilers for Armored Core 6 until like earlier this year when I actually beat it. So,
Rosebud is the sled.
Yeah, at a certain point, after so many years, eventually, who cares?
Yeah, no, I think that's a fair statement. I think this is going to have 2-player in it. I'm just going to make us both jump into this.
Co-op? Or
it's a rail shooter. Yeah, it's 2 crosshairs on screen, and I think that's about the only way to get through this game.
Honestly, I would have figured they would have just gone like hot seat.
Just looking right into our soul. It's like a poker player. 10 years ago, the machines of Skynet sent a Terminator from the future to kill Sarah Connor. They failed.
Whoops.
Big oops. Now the machines will try again to undo their fucksy-upsy. The new target, the future leader of the Resistance, Sarah's son, young John Connor. As before, a lone warrior will be sent to protect him. The only question is, who will reach John first? Cyberdyne Systems presents a game! No, wait, no, I see. We're still in cinematic territory here. Oh, is that it? Is that it? That's the entire track? Yeah.
Maybe I just had my volume down too low, but that felt like a very kind of anticlimactic thud.
I pressed start and it just put us right into the game. No options? No. Well, I can't read this, by the way. It's way too fast. Try pressing start. There we are. I'm blue, you're red. Find your fire button. We also have missiles that we will need to use. Oh, we are shooting the good guys.
Oh, is that our plan? Okay.
No. But you can see just immediately how bad this game is, how little room you have to aim here to not hit your allies. It's a big problem with this game, is just the friendly fire is off the charts. The amount of shit that you're not meant to hit that you will inadvertently hit. And some of the later levels, first of all, like 99% of this game, it feels like, is the future war stuff at the beginning. And then it's like 1% actual scenes from the movie, re-envisioned as action scenes. So, we're probably not going to make it into some of those action scenes, which is fine. They're not good.
Can someone get us a step stool or something?
Can they just duck a little lower, these guys? Can they just, like, take better cover? Human casualty. By the way, you will run out of gunpowder if you could just continue to hold down the trigger, so make sure to alternate. Or to lay off the trigger at different points. The game does not do a great job of surfacing this information to you.
No, I do see the gunpowder thing. Why don't you take it for a little bit so I can heal up my gunpowder?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, yep. All right, now I gotta go.
Yeah, this game is impossible to avoid damage in this game past a certain point. It just is. I don't care what anyone says. There's no such thing as a 1-credit clear of this game. It is made to be bullshit. This is just made in the arcades. This is a midway game initially. It was made to just be like very technically impressive. That was its thing. It wasn't necessarily that the game was ever good. It was just that it looked cool, that it had a lot of digitized assets, that midways were the master of the arcade presentation. It had a big gun. And, it makes sense that they saw fit to, make Revolution X using much the same sort of, like, hardware, much the same configuration. Which is also not a great game, but is at least a little better than this in terms of the actual gameplay. Not much.
I don't seem to be ever getting any more missiles when I collect the missiles.
Well, you have 23 of them.
You have 36 of them.
I haven't been using them that much, truth be told.
I haven't been using them at all. I just can't get more.
Like, especially the enemies popping up in front of you, that is, like, supposed to be, like, one of the real killer features here.
Alright, tell me if it's the same for you, but, like... Because I'm over parsec, right? And the, moving the cursor feels like...
Accelerated garbage? Yeah.
Yes, yes.
That's the game. That's them trying to compensate for the fact that this isn't... that we're not playing with light guns here. And that we need to be able to get from one side of the screen to the other pretty quickly someties. That enemies will pop up on the left and then on the right. This is an exciting fucking sit piece right here, by the way, right?
Yeah. For hanging on it for so long. Like, the way that it accelerates makes it feel like it's delayed, but then also feel like it's moving too fast.
Yeah, it's not good. A lot of games really failed to solve the issue of, a lot of light gun to console conversions, I should say.
Whoops.
Failed to solve the issue of if you have to play with a controller, because you do have to be able to play with a controller in these games. For folk who do not have the light gun, who do not have the Super Scope in this instance.
Was this Super Scope compatible?
Yes, it was, and SNES mouse compatible too. So one person could have been on the mouse, one could have been on the light gun, and then you could have had your friends in the background just being glad they weren't the ones stuck playing this game. You've been terminated.
I was terminated. Am I fully out?
No, you have continues. Unfortunately for you. Yeah, so bad game. They sell a, you know those little, like, 3/4 arcade machines that have become popular in the past few years?
Yeah, the 1-ups.
Yeah, they sell a version of this. A T2 arcade 1-up. And, I just can't imagine, like, inviting that suffering into your home. And willingly, like, purchasing that. What do I know? I'm a hater. Oh no, gold Terminators. Perish the thought.
Remember how you really liked, Punisher?
Yeah.
And how they did this better, like
on
half a
older
decade
hardware
prior. Yeah.
But that didn't have movie quality presentation on it. Don't you feel like you're in the movie theater right now?
Yeah, yeah.
That you're
about
living
as bored as I
T2?
usually feel when I go see movies.
Oh, I think you got, like, health that I think I needed more, but also, you know, who cares?
I didn't realize what it was.
Yeah, don't worry about it. So this is like 90% of the game. There's a level later on where you're destroying Cyberdyne, like in the movie film, and you have to destroy like every single like prop object in the stage. Otherwise, you get the bad ending.
Okay, I was about to say, or else you lose, or okay, bad ending.
And it is just like an impossible challenge unless you are like egregiously cheating. And there's a stage where you can get one hit killed, where you're having to protect John Connor in the truck, I think. Or is it Sarah? It's when you're getting like when you break Sarah Connor out of the hospital, out of the asylum or whatever. And it's just one of the most merciless stages in arcade history. Again, not designed to be fun, literally just designed to fuck players over. I'm looking over at chat quickly, and Timron says, happy 2 days after Skynet Day, by the way. I didn't know we were streaming on a 2 days after holiday day. This is where you want to mostly use your missiles, by the way.
Yeah.
Again, imagine trying to avoid taking damage here. Having, like, I guess one person on missile duty. I guess you would need, like, 3 people to really take care of all these fucking missiles, though.
Okay, you know what a trend is in rail shooters and arcades that I really didn't like.
Just lay it on, man.
As it developed. Okay, so at a certain point in rail shooters, it changed from like when you fight a boss that you shoot the boss to do damage to it and eventually kill it, to shooting the boss doesn't really do anything. You have to wait until like the weak point appears on screen, or like the target to say shoot here, 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 and here, and here, and that's the only thing that does damage.
Yes.
Oh, I'm out of gunpowder. What is that? There we go.
Oh, right, I can shoot this, and that'll restore my gunpowder. That's what the clipazines down there do. Also, are we doing any damage to this thing at this point? Okay, there we go.
Now we are. I'm terminated. I'm taking the opportunity to take a sip.
Yeah, by all means, I'll
finish the level.
Oh no, we're not done with this level yet. This level here, this goes on.
I forgot that's what happened in the other version we played.
I should probably recharge my gun. Battlefield complete. Let's see who did better on that. I'm gonna have a little more experience.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I remember destroying that.
Yeah, I remember fire.
I did kill 2 extra humans, though, so that's how you know I'm a real killer. I'm a real efficient Terminator. Infiltrator units reported in our sector. Protect all human life. About that. Whoopsies. And look, they got the real Arnold Schwarzenegger to appear in this, you know, to do this motion capture, clearly.
You showed me a clip from one of the more recent Terminator movies the other day.
Oh, I don't remember which one. Right.
Which Terminator movie was it? Okay, and it was like the scene where CGI young Arnold shows up naked and he fights.
Oh no, that's Genesis, which is also bad, obviously, but yeah, that's not good.
But yeah, CGI young Arnold fighting modern, probably also CGI Arnold, if we were being honest about it.
Yeah, definitely touched up a little, if not a lot.
And yeah, it looked bad. Like this is
like...
Well,
you don't say!
Well, it's... Oh, human. I'm glad the smart bomb knows not to kill humans.
Well, it is a smart bomb, yeah.
Yeah. Like, I know there are circumstances... for why CGI movies currently look like shit. Like, I know someone who works in, you know, modern movies in the CGI department for, like, big movies. I don't want to say too much more. But, like,
and her name is Andy Serkis.
I'm going to say, because of those circumstances, man, CGI movies looks like shit now.
They look like shit, they're made like shit. Welcome to the modern movie. Welcome to the cinema.
Yeah. Not really any fault of the people who do the CGI.
It was their fault for not crunching hard enough, clearly. More hours, more time away from family. More hours in the CGI, the Silicon Graphics mines.
Pro Striker asks, why is this game giving me Pit Fighter vibes?
You're not wrong. You're not wrong to say that. Let me just say that. It's the digitized actors. You know, that's what it is.
I feel like also maybe some of the UI treatment a little bit. I feel like it had these like really bold, blocky, singular color things going on too, if I remember correctly.
Not wrong. Yeah, you know what I love in a shooter like this is when the screen just stands, when the belt scrolling just stops, and you're like, let's really appreciate this environment. Let's really appreciate our surroundings here. Take a minute to just like breathe it all in. And what an exciting backdrop it is for this particular shootout here.
I'm having a hard time keeping track of my cursor for some reason.
Aren't you so glad?
Like, it could be because we're tending to move towards like the same direction, so I
because there's nothing else to kill here, because we're just...
Yeah. What you were about to say?
I was gonna say, like, isn't it so great that you can bring this game home with you now? That T2, you don't just have to go to the arcade to play this. Now you can enjoy this whenever you want, at home.
Do you think this would be better with the Super Scope?
No.
Yeah, okay. That's what I figured that's what the answer was going to be.
No, the answer is no. It's not better with the mounted gun. It's just a bad shooter. Just fundamentally, it fails to capture what makes a rail shooter fun and good.
Are we Are we not solving a puzzle or something?
No, this is just it. This is just what the game is.
There we go.
Told you. Yeah. Human hideout complete.
One sec. While this counts up, I'm going to put my bowl somewhere else.
Yeah, by all means. I'm looking at chat over here. RG Beargal says they were just about to mention Area 51. It somehow looks like they ported Area 51 to the SNES for some reason. I don't know if that's necessarily. I mean, Area 51, also not a good game. But, that's a whole other kettle of fish. Charkie, I need you! We gotta protect John Connor! He's aged 45!
He's 45. God, he's done for.
Yeah, I would really like to meet someone who claims like this is their favorite rail shooter and just be like, what other rail shooters have you played? You ever heard of Virtua Cop, Time Crisis, Ghost Squad, Point Blank?
I played Revolution X and Gunblade New York.
There you go, those are the two rail shooters, this and that.
I mean, I'm basically a Gatling gun focused player.
I guess this entire stage is just this.
Is it possible to shoot the guy in there and get penalized?
Yes.
Alright, cool.
He will also just die at a certain point, and it's basically impossible to protect him and save him. But if the truck gets blown up, then you have to redo the entire stage, I think.
I like these Terminators who are running alongside the cars. I told this story yesterday in the Discord.
Yeah, you're running alongside a car. Yeah.
Well, no. I remember hearing about hackers in, or cheaters rather, in PUBG.
Mm-hmm.
And that, like, a thing people were running into, would they be, like, driving their car, and some person cheating would just run alongside the car and keep pace and use proximity chat to yell at them, like, hey, do you like what you see? I have these cheats and more. Go to this website to download all the best speed and hack cheats and all that stuff, and they'd run off.
I mean, that's great advertising. That's a brilliant campaign. Oh. The machines have succeeded. John Connor has perished. The resistance is defeated. Try again.
Try again. Honestly, with time travel, it's like, who cares if you fuck up? Like, yeah, try again. It's
oh, we didn't get all the missiles.
Where's my... okay.
I hope you were enjoying that level, because we're back to the beginning of it now. Try not to hit the truck.
I am trying not to hit the truck.
It's hard to do because, again...
It bounces. And also there are people running in front of it.
Yeah. Just really, truly miserable design. Just truly mean. How about this? You stay on the right hand, you stay on the right half, I'll stay on the left half.
Okay.
You don't need to use missiles on the plane. Just a volley of machine gun fire will usually do it.
Well, missiles seem to work better on the plane than they do on these Terminators.
Oh, our machine gunner is dead, by the way. I don't know if you can... So that's not good. I think John Connor's gonna die soon, too, at current pace. This level goes on for a while, by the way. So a lot of opportunity, a lot of time to fuck it up.
Well, it is fucked up. Are those Terminators who are running alongside the car a threat? Because they don't seem to be drawing their guns. They're just, like, pointing them up. Oh, shit.
Good question.
Yeah, they're not doing anything. Oh, no, they are shooting. They are shooting.
They're shooting us.
Yeah.
But the truck is undamaged so far. Oh, well, the machine gunner is dead. I think it is primarily these that we have to worry about. So I'll stay on this guy, you stay on the Terminators. Or maybe we should reverse that, I don't know. We're probably not going to make it past this. Spoiler alert.
No,
this is where runs go to die.
I'm preparing for the next game in my head right now.
Just mentally, you're there already?
Yeah. I'm in a better game.
Yeah, can't blame you. Yeah, so in short, I don't care what version of this game you're playing. I don't think any of them are going to think fundamentally it's just a really badly designed one of these rail shooters. And I love rail shooters, and we're out of credits, so it's all on you, Charkie! Take it away. You save the day. Be the Terminator you were born to be.
Don't worry, I'll make it quick, John. Old pal.
That's the best thing you can do for him, honestly.
Yeah. Listen, this future sucks.
Is this future really worth fighting for? Try again? I don't think we will. Yeah, no, that's all right. That was Terminator 2, T2, the arcade game. As bad on the SNES as it is in the arcade. Man, I sometimes forget how much I hate that game. I sometimes, like, misremember and think for a second, like, that game was bad, as opposed to, oh, that game is one of the worst rail shooters of all time. And it just baffles me that people still are taken in by that people are suckers that fall for the presentation trap there, that are impressed by the digitized graphics or whatever. But don't be fooled.
By the way,
be smart. Be Cass.
Do you mind covering for me for like a minute while you introduce the next game?
Sure, and I'll say something nice.
Yeah, you can say something nice. That'll probably take a minute. About
T2, the arcade game. Thank you, I am Headful. Something nice about it. There's a level where you get to see Sarah Connor. You get to work alongside Sarah Connor. I like Sarah Connor. I think Sarah's neat. I think she's a good character. I think Linda Hamilton is a good actress. So there you go. She features in what is arguably even like a worse level than the one we were just playing. So there's that. I'm going to introduce the next game while Charkie is away, and when they get back, they will be the one to play it. This is Spider-Man and Venom in Maximum Carnage for the Super Nintendo. Special limited edition cartridge. Special limited edition red cartridge on this one. Not starting the trend. There were NES cartridges that were weird colors. So continuing the trend of Nintendo cartridges coming in weird color variations is this game here. And, you know, they probably did that because, you know, limited collector's edition comic books. What if we did a collector's edition cartridge? Wouldn't this drive the value up? Let's have a reseller market for SNES cartridges. That'll never catch on. No one will ever try to make a cottage industry out of selling video games for 1,000 times their actual original value. I mean, what kind of fucking nightmare dystopia would that be? Paint the town red. Spider-Man Venom, September 16th release date, according to this. Came out for the Super NES and Genesis. Same day. You can see a sort of gallery of the baddies will be beating up. Mm-hmm. And by we, I mean Charkie. Yes. This game is not co-op, right? This is a single-player game. Right.
This is a single-player game.
Which is strange, because it's Spider-Man and Venom, and wouldn't it make more sense to have one person playing Spider-Man, one person playing Venom? Team up, you know?
I see. It would make more sense considering, like, okay, LJN... Wait, yes, they did. Did LJN make separation anxiety? Because that would be more appropriate for a game that's supposed to be co-op, but isn't.
I don't believe so. But there's a little to it. But to do it, to hop on into this SNES version and give you the control over it. And so was this a game that you had as a child, as a youngin?
I had this as a kid on the Genesis. I love this game. The game is hard as hell, but I love this game. I don't love the music on the SNES version, but...
Adjusting the volume, by the way. Apologies if the last game's coming in a little hot.
Green
this
Jelly.
Should be better.
Alright, have you ever heard of Green Jelly?
No!
Okay, so they were originally Green Jello until they got sued. They were a comedy pop-punk band from the late 80s, early 90s. I don't think you've heard of anyone who was in that band. One of their guys in there was this guy, Maynard James Keenan.
Oh, some obscure little indie darling,
yeah.
I imagine.
Yeah, so him and someone else from Tool were in this band before they made Tool.
Oh, look, it's Morbius. We're morbing out.
Oh, it's Morbin time. So let's go ahead and...
Should also mention this game was developed by One Software Creations on behalf of LJN.
Oh, and I will say, if you look it up, there is a vocal version of this song. By
Ravencroft, a maximum security institution devoted to the study and incarceration of the criminally insane. This is my Stan Lee voice. Do we just wait here? Do we advance
I think we wait here. Yes.
I sincerely hope, Officer Resnick, that I can somehow return the courtesy you've shown me by slaughtering you quickly and with minimal agony. All right.
I think most of these are, like, taken from your dream, sicko.
You should have listened, guys. I warned you.
I think most of these are taken from, like, the actual
comic panels from the actual Spider-Man and Venom series, Maximum Carnage. There really is a monster hiding within me. Hey, Resnick, remember how I said I'd go easy on you?
Oh, me, meet the real me.
Is that my Mustaine? People, I saw someone in the chat say Mustaine.
That was not, you were approaching Mustaine.
I lied. You should never trust a raving lunatic.
I feel like I remember Carnage's laugh is better in the Genesis version.
I am the ultimate insanity. I am Carnage.
I am such a apologist for the Genesis sound chip. I fucking love how it sounds.
That's fair.
Can I move this faster at all?
I'm done doing the voice.
Okay, come on, fellas. Oh, I can move it a little faster. Let's play Spartan, go after them. Keep them fighting, make mine mayhem. What kind of nutcase would egg me on? Oh look, it's Shriek.
Cut me free. I can't wait to join you on the slaughter circuits.
I don't know how to web swing. We're gonna die.
We're falling. There they go.
And there's actual Spider-Man.
The more realistic Spider-Man.
Yeah.
He's sort of cute in a sick and deranged sort of
Spider-Man.
Yeah, do you see that Venom 2 with Woody Harrelson? Harrelson is Carnage. Neither did I.
You asked if I saw a modern movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry about it, Spider-Man, but yeah, you're right on the money.
Yeah, that's what it's called being in a comic book. That's basically the nature of the gig.
So that character, by the way, was Doppelganger, the biblically accurate Spider-Man.
Do you remember how to get to the secrets in this?
No, to be honest.
I remember one.
Ooh, I got to do that.
So beat 'em up.
Beat 'em up. I really like how it controls. Okay, you see my health bar flashing there? I can power hit. So, I think one of the only things I don't like about this game is how that power hit system works. Because you build it up as you fight enemies, but it goes down if you whiff.
At least it's better than having to spend health to do specials, like in most beat 'em ups.
That's true, but I don't like the fact that accuracy matters. Not a fan of that. Like, for a beat 'em up, I just want to be able to, hit buttons.
Yeah, I don't really like beat 'em ups. Have I talked about this on the show before? I feel like I had to have at some point or another.
I like them if they're done well, and I personally think this one's done fairly well. In the latter half of the game, it does get extremely difficult. Like, to a point where it's less fun to play. But these early levels are fun.
Newfie Banga 1986 in the chat says, I still remember accidentally discovering that using the double smash on a double human boss battle without doing any damage to them prior insta-kills them. That's a cool trick. That's a speedrunner's trick, I imagine.
I think I remember hearing that. I don't know if that's in the speedrun. I haven't really studied it too much. I studied a little bit of, like, the techniques on it, which I won't really be utilizing. The only thing I'm going to be doing is punch canceling, which is like you hit like up or down as you do your combo, and it just lets you stun lock them.
I know, like in Final Fight, I think it's Final Fight, where like you punch like multiple times in one direction, then you turn around for your last punch, so it deliberately whiffs. Then you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, that's a classic. So in I forget which game. I want to say it's one of the Street Fighter alphas, where you can play as Cody or Guy. One of those two has a super move that is just that. He just punches the person twice, punches away, punches the person twice again, does that like several times, and that is his super.
That seems like it'd be in Final Fight Revenge as well. That seems like the sort of stupid, goofy super they would put in that game.
I've wanted, we have a show for it, but I've wanted to play that game for so long.
Yeah, we do have a show for it. We should bring that back.
Oh, boss? So I do also really like the music in this game.
You prefer on the Genesis, though, I imagine.
Prefer on the Genesis. I will say that the major boss theme is better on the SNES, and we'll get to that.
That original composition that we're going to hear. That wholly original song.
That Bobby Price guest starring.
Strange that this is the end boss for this. Is just endless wave of ladies to beat up.
No, it's just the two ladies.
Oh, just the two, and they just been like.
They have a lot of health.
Those famous comic book characters, those famous comic book villains, Dana and Lizzie. Bob and Ayer says, Spider-Man's greatest foe is Lizzie and Dana.
I forgot there's a shield, but that's how you do the shield. Oop. I got thracked.
Well, you got him.
Well, my job's here done. What was I doing?
Accuracy in a beat-em-up.
Yeah. All right, tell me how to get the secret here, because
I think it's on the far right. Yeah. I think it's something to do with like that lamp, or that like a little bit of. You know what I mean? Like the what are those called? I think you just gotta punch it or like do something on it.
It's get up there and then.
Yeah, I think it's like something with that kick move.
I really can't remember it. I'm gonna lose a life doing this.
I mean, we can rewind. I don't give a shit.
Does anyone remember how chat?
There you go.
Oh, wait, I got it.
You got it. Yep. Secret room. Let's go. All the secret rooms in this game are just this room.
Yeah.
Are just this weird office complex, fax machines. At least these give you a chance to, like, to heal up, get some score.
Whoop, shit.
Oh, that fire extinguisher just, like, phased out of existence because you dropped it. So what makes a good beat-em-up, in your mind? Someone who has never played one.
It feels good to control. Basically, just kind of feels intuitive, natural, not super stiff or anything. Has some variety of moves that you can do. Isn't just literally punch, 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 and that's it. And doesn't feel too bullshit. Actually, this game does eventually get to kind of the bullshit range, but
I guess they all have to at a certain point.
Yeah.
That weird drum hit for the thunder sound.
Yeah, for the thunder.
There's Doppelganger.
Oh, Doppelganger. Oh, fuck. Yeah, I'm fine.
I mean, you didn't take damage. That's the ultimate thing, isn't it? I don't think you can climb up, though. I think you gotta, yeah.
Yeah, I know. I was... Fuck.
Uh-oh. Not all the way down, but you have the potential to fall all the way down.
You do. No, I didn't want to go... Fuck.
So a good beat 'em up.
Yeah. I haven't done this part in a while. I think I do start at the bottom, though.
Oh my god. Mean.
The problem is I'm trying to rush it.
This is more brutal than the 2600 game, which I like, by the way. I like that 2600 Spider-Man. Even if it is all just, like, climbing a wall. Good dodge.
I am actually doing a speedrun thing now, I think. Which is spamming web as you climb up. Makes you go faster. Okay, here we go. Now I'm gonna try and stay on this screen for as long as I can, so we can hear the music.
Goddamn right.
Yeah,
Mob
it's
rules
just
like Black Sabbath. Yeah.
Yep. It is just straight up Black Sabbath. I would say it sounds better in the SNES version than it does on the Genesis. Anyway, that was the first boss. Goodbye.
Meanwhile, in the offices of the Daily Bugle. Hi, honey, I'm back.
All right, let's move it along a little bit faster for this. As fast as I can without just straight up skipping it.
Yeah, especially considering what our next game is.
Yes. This is a miracle. Dinner.
Boys, we're eating spider tonight.
Yeah, they're looking at him and he like looks like a cooked turkey.
That's a cute way to start the level.
Yeah.
I like that.
This game has a bunch of like little touches in when it comes to like
I can respect that. I can appreciate them trying to turn this, make it a comic. Like trying to get all those beats and all like that action, those nuances or whatever, like they cared about this material clearly.
They're trying to make like almost like in-engine cutscenes.
They thought this comic book shit was cool, and they're like, all right, how do we get that across in the interactive medium? Is there another secret around here or something?
Excuse me 1 second.
Taking out the trash.
I don't know where the other secret... There's one more secret that I know the location of.
The Venom one?
Not the Venom one. But I don't actually know the location of it. I just know that there's one in that level somewhere. When I was a kid, I didn't know about any of those secrets, but this was like before I had the internet.
Well, you didn't have the internet in 1994? You weren't one of the first people on like fucking DARPANET or...
I remember when I was probably around that age, maybe a little bit older, if only by like 1 or 2 years. I was visiting a friend of the family in Texas. And the guy had the internet, and that was like a big deal. And I remember the first thing I wanted to do when I had access to the internet for the first time was I wanted to look up Kill Barney. Because I had seen in some gaming magazine that, like, if you go on the internet, you can find these things, like a game where you kill Barney. And, like, it's one of those old, like, pre-Flash things.
Probably like an HTML page where you click on the center of the page and it just ahrefs you to a page that has a different image of Barney with like a bullet in his head or whatever.
Yeah.
Gave birth to the Newgrounds Assassin series.
That was like what 7-year-old me wanted to do with the first access to the internet.
And that's what 70-year-old you will come back to at some point.
Yeah.
It'll just be like full circle.
I never found it. When I was a kid, I tried to find it, never found it.
I played Barney Doom or Doom Barney, Doom Kill Barney. One of those user WADs. One of like the a million user WADs that exist where you killed Barney, where they swapped out, I don't know, like the imp sprite for Barney or something.
I'm sure you can find it right now on the new Night Dive remaster of Doom in like 5 different variations and none of them work.
What I'm personally waiting for is for Night Dive to remaster just the original Kill Barney page. Is for them to do a modern source interpretation of that HTML experience I was describing before.
I think I might have just gotten a continue.
Night Dive remasters the maze game where you get the jump scare. Finally,
Did you see
the original vision for this game?
Did you see that new Civi video?
I did not watch it yet, but the Doom 2, or not the Doom 2, the Doom remaster.
Yeah.
That thing, whatever the thing is called.
Yes, Legacy of Rust. But yeah, there's a part in it where he says, like, you know, the year's 2031, all retro games only run on the Kex engine now.
We're getting there.
Come here, you.
What say you do this level and then the next level? I think the next level is the one where you switch character, right?
Yes, that's the idea. Well, technically, the next level is going to be a very short boss fight, and then you switch characters. But just to show that.
Coley over here.
Come here, buddy.
Weird drum hit. Yeah, it's...
What was that? So apparently the sound effect for, like, webbing someone up is like a rim shot. Badum-tush. You know what? Beat me up. There you go.
Thanks, Dagger. Or no, this is Cloak, right?
And Cloak.
Yeah.
That was Dagger. This is Cloak. So we're not going to see it because it's like later in the game, but you eventually unlock like icons to call in, other superheroes to summons, and those are the moves that you get, but they incorporated it as a little cutscene. I think this game has a lot of cool shit going for it. Speaking of cutscenes,
this is just like that scene in Resident Evil Apocalypse, where Mila Jovovich, where Alice drives through the stained glass window with a motorcycle. Good movie film.
Have not seen it. Would be open to seeing it for
sure.
sure.
We should watch all of the Resident Evil movies, all of the.
That sounds like an October thing.
Anderson. Yeah. Folks, join the Discord. I'll hit him with a link to the Discord.
Okay.
And get in before October, and we will watch all of the Resident Evil movies together. Is a bonding experience.
Come here, Sheik. Shriek. Not Sheik. Fuck the Hulk Hogan.
Fuck the Spider-Man. Son of a bitch.
Yeah, I don't care about losing lives now. Here we go.
Tanui!
So what's weird about that is that Carnage will actually try to pathfind to get a shot at you, and I think you can soft lock by being in the wrong place. I think. I might be wrong. You can definitely get weird behavior out of Carnage. Speaking of being weird...
Eddie. Venom was always a goofball, by the way. I like Venom, but he is a goofy-ass character.
And from here... you can pick your character. So, let's go with Venom. And I'm not going to play this whole level. We're just going to play a little bit of it.
Yeah. Sarah the Cruxune says, speaking of Civi, I need to watch his Neuro video. And I agree with the comments saying Civi should join the Test-Snakerer, or Test-Snaker. I don't remember. Is that the right username? I thought it was Test-Snakerer. Cinematic Universe and play Boiling Point. One of these days we'll play Boiling Point on this show. I think we were talking about Xenos 2 White Gold Boiling Points on the show the other day, weren't we?
By the way, you do have one of those super attacks that drains your health. I just don't ever use it.
Yeah, why would you? It drains health.
Yeah. But just to show it, that's what it is. And he has a different looking web. It's functionally the same. That's his shield. It's just weird. I do like doing that.
Yeah, show this Jay Voon what for. So yeah, Venom mostly plays similar though, or?
Yeah, he's pretty much. He's not exactly the same, but he's very similar in the very like core mechanics. Like his combos are different. I think he hits harder. But you get the idea. I think that's about it for this.
I think that's about it for Spider-Man and Venom Maximum Carnage.
Yeah, this is a good one.
All right, well that's Spider-Man and Venom Maximum Carnage then. Bye-bye, Venom.
I think I shouldn't be underselling the fact that we just played a good LJN game.
I mean, we'll get to that when we get to the rankings. You know,
yeah.
that's really where it's time to shine is. But, you know, also, we do have other games to consider tonight.
Oh, yes.
So, you know, we can't spend all our time on good games. Let's play something else. Let's play Spider-Man and Venom, Maximum Carnage for the Sega Genesis. What? The LJN game for the Sega Genesis?
When I was a kid, I totally felt like I was getting away with something, seeing the MA13 in the corner there.
Yeah, mature audience is a 13 plus. That's because that's the age of maturity, if you ask me.
I mean, hell, I was like, what, 6? I was definitely like, oh man, I'm getting away with some stuff. I already was banned from Mortal Kombat by this point, so.
Well, if you can't get MK, you can get MA with Maximum Carnage, or MC, I guess.
Or
MCU.
Anyway. So yeah, this is the only Genesis game.
This is the only LJN published Genesis game. And if I were to ascribe a reason why, probably do with licensing. They probably, you know, made the deal to adapt this game specifically under the LJN banner or some other such thing. Because we know at this point, 8 episodes in, that LJN at this point was just an Acclaim label, was just a publishing brand that they put on their games, was not an independently run company. And that Acclaim, when they would do multi-platform games at this point, would reserve different brands for different consoles. They'd have Flying Edge and another one on Genesis consoles. But this is that rare instance where they were probably under contractual obligation, probably due to like some terms of the arrangement with Marvel, to license these characters out. Arena, thank you, Mr. Taco. That's the other one I was trying to think of. That there's like, no, don't try to like obfuscate. Don't say that you put it under a different brand name. If you're gonna make it consistent, make there be some degree of parity here. It's something along those lines. You know, we don't know the exact circumstance of it. It's something along those lines. It's something to do with licensing, something to do with contracts, something to do with terms of whatever arrangement they had. But let's get into the game and let's see how different this is. If it's meaningfully different at all from the game.
The sound's gonna be different, as we'll hear in a moment, I think.
Definitely don't skip these title cards, though. Definitely. 1994 LJN LTD. There it is.
Yep, there's LJN.
Green jelly again. Is the aspect ratio on this weird? It definitely is. Give me a second here, because
I'm trying to remember the lyrics to the theme song as sung by Green Jelly. Listen, all you fools! Don't you know that Carnage rules? There's swatting spiders down like flies, or something.
I don't think this is correct either. Maybe it is. Hold on a second. I'm gonna use this. I know. Yeah. What the fuck? What's with these bars on the side? What's with the pillar boxing? Or provided. Let's try it like I had it. Borders off. This shit always bugs me. I'm sorry, but this is gonna kill me if I don't figure this out.
Take another drink.
No, it just keeps defaulting to this like 5x4 bullshit. No matter what aspect ratio I'm trying to get it to display at. Let's go to settings. Let's go to video. Let's go to output. Where's my pixel aspect ratio? Scaling. Integer scale. On. Integer overscale. 1x1. Crop overscan.
The Jeb Bush Gamer says it might be the background layer that Genesis has.
Whatever. I'll stretch it to 4x3 and...
Now, you know, the SNES is maybe more like, has a more deep sound to it. Like, Genesis might be a bit more tinny, but I just love how the Genesis puts out music. It sounds so much more bizarre.
Start that game.
All right, I'm hitting start. There he is.
Very similar looking, comparable.
Yeah. I just want to hear Carnage's laugh in this one, and then I'll skip the whole cutscene. That sounds better to me. But yeah, the cutscene's all exactly the same.
Yeah, that part is. Bob Inter asked, remind me, when did Acclaim buy out LJN? I think they missed that bit. That was 1988 or 89. This was way back in like episode 2 or 3 of this series, so it would have had to have been 6 years prior to this, 1988, 1989, around that time.
So I will say, it's subtle, but I think the Super Nintendo version actually plays better.
In what way? This looks identical to me.
Okay, so part of it is because that this is a 3-button controller. So when I get to, like, web swinging, there's not a dedicated button for it. So I have to use, like, the ground web move. And, like... Yeah, it's harder to, like, web straight up, I think. If I remember correctly.
Sure.
But also, I feel like this moves a little slower than the SNES version.
Which is strange, because this system had blast processing going for it, right? Maybe it's because they have to render out these stupid fucking pillar boxes on the side of the screen that I can't.
But it is mostly the same, so I will try to run through as much of this as I can, as fast as I can. I want to get to the split point again.
And then you just want to like pick up Spider-Man from there, maybe, for a change of pace, or...
Yeah, exactly. And we also get to hear the mob rules in the Yamaha chip.
Font,
yeah. All right. Are you with me in that the Genesis sound is good?
Yes.
Or can be good.
Yeah, absolutely.
At the very least.
And that's not just because I hate the Super NES and all of its qualities and features. I do genuinely think that people who were willing to sit down with the Genesis sound chip, were willing to put the effort in, and that were experimental to a certain extent, that were willing to like take chances in trying to find weird instruments within like the sound font that sounded like a guitar or what have you, that were attempting to do like that sort of sampled audio without the benefit of samples in a lot of cases. Some of them were cooking, for sure.
I would say when we get to the boss of this one, actually we're here for the boss music. This one sounds so much more menacing than the SNES one, especially when the riff kicks in here.
Yeah, that drone,
Yeah. That's what I liked about the Genesis. It was a much more menacing sound that you can get out of it.
And as we all know, you're evil, so that's...
Yeah.
Rooting for Carnage in this game, I see.
You know, like the Mortal Kombat Genesis soundtrack is just awesome. It's the very European soundtrack for that one.
Video Game King points out that the reason to think that Gems music sounds bad is the same reason Gems was created, because most of the people working with Gems had little to no prior experience with writing music for video games. With people talking about Genesis sound chip in chat, you're always going to have the conversation, the subject of Gems pop up, the music creation library tool, whatever you would officially designate it as, that people could license out to produce music for Genesis games.
Should I go for the secret? Get some extra lives just in case. Because I'm going to be playing real fast and loose. Oh, I got that one way quicker.
Well, you have to practice in the previous version.
Can't skip this. Alright, come here. Who is it? Paul?
How did you remember his name?
I don't know. I surprised myself.
I'm Paul! Remember that sound bit? Remember that bite from cartoons?
No, I do not, actually. Also, I think I can leave this screen to any time.
Yeah, but why would you? When there's
no real reason to.
It's like, I have enough one-ups.
Yeah, I could get another one-up, or, I could just leave.
And Ball Gang says that was from Jimmy Neutron, the Hi, I'm Paul bit. Then you remember when we found the music, the in Pally's GeoTools, whatever the name of that fucking weird PS1 game is?
I don't know what specific music you're talking about because Discord completely ate that.
Do you remember what's the name of the GeoTools game?
Yeah, Callie's GeoTools.
Callie's GeoTools, and it has the song that sounds like it's played on the xylophone.
That's most of the songs, but yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay, so this is where the SNES version is better because it is
dog shit.
Yeah, this part is way worse on the Genesis, and I don't necessarily even know why. Okay, so here you kind of have to
be at a very specific point. Yeah,
you have to be at a point, but you also have to hold up after you swing to raise your height, and I didn't do that in the SNES version.
Look at that spider shimmy. Do the spider.
I also don't know if that speed up trick works here, where you shoot the web. Whoops.
At least he didn't lose any distance there. He didn't lose any ground.
Okay, I'm trying. Yeah, this is better with more buttons. That Genesis
as many
does not
things
have.
often are.
I'm gonna get hit. Whatever, it's quicker.
Take damage to save time.
Alright, let's see if I can do this boss fight faster.
And let's see what the mob rule sounds like on a Genesis sound chip.
Oh, of course.
Ah, good. Well, that was fast.
Yep.
I'll grant you that.
Alright, we're moving.
I like how Spider-Man falls down all the way off the screen.
And
I didn't notice that the first time around. And then splat.
There's also like less voices in this one because like when Spider-Man hit in the first one, he went like ugh. Ugh. There's like less sound effects in this version of the game. Granted,
I don't remember what the cartridge capacity with the usual cartridge sizes were for SNES versus Genesis.
Granted, it's also not doing weird shit like the webs and the lightning being like drum
weird
rolls.
Drums, yeah.
Yeah.
Marimba lightning.
Chomp. Is that what that said? Ow.
I'm not looking at the onomatopoeia, unfortunately.
Oh, how'd I do a double smash up with no one?
Hey, the Spider-Man does what the Spider-Man does.
I just hit the X button like I thought this was going to be the Super Nintendo game.
Well, that's the trouble with bouncing back and forth between multiple consoles. That's why I'm, you know...
It's a good thing the entire rest of that is Super Nintendo.
Oh, there's one Game Boy game at the end.
Oh, okay.
But mostly Super Nintendo from this point forward, which, you know, I don't love. Which doesn't do it for me. You know, I think we probably have seen enough of this one.
Okay. So I will say, if we're not going to get to the rest of this, is that when you pick Spider-Man, or whenever there's a splitting path, you get completely different levels. Like, if you pick Spider-Man, you go, like, into a boss fight with not Green Goblin, Hobgoblin?
Oh, old Hobby's in this?
Yeah.
That's cute.
It's either Hobgoblin or Demogoblin.
Oh, yeah, that's right. There was that weird time where... Oh, and the whole Hobgoblin arc was really weird and really badly executed in the comics. It's amazing that Hobgoblin has, like, any longevity after how they horribly mishandled. I guess that's every Spider-Man arc. That's every major Spider-Man storyline is that they bungle in some capacity. Remember the Clone Saga?
Yes, I do. I actually was getting into comics around that. I liked
Scarlet Spider.
I forgot his name.
Ben Reilly.
Scarlet Spider, yeah. I forgot his actual
cool costume
name. Ben Reilly. That was his name, right?
Cool costume. Horrible arc. Horrible storytelling. Just all throughout that. That was definitely a time where I was in comics, and it very quickly threatened to get me out of comics with how much shit I was expected to fucking read, how many concurrent different comic lines you were expected to follow at that time.
You know, at this point, we're actually, like, right at the split.
Yeah, we might as well just...
Yeah.
You gotta do that boss fight, though, so...
Yeah, I mean, it's a quick boss.
You just want to savor every moment you can with, like, a half-decent game on this particular programming block.
I'm curious where the ranking is going to be at the end of this, because
I'll let you put them where you want to put them.
No, you're going to have to talk me down from putting this at number 1. Okay. I fucking love this game.
All right, can't be number 1, but I'll give you top 5 for these, for sure. Because, yeah, I would say that for LJN, and again, this comes down to a misunderstanding of what LJN is by people in the popular consciousness. Them just being a label, a subsidiary of Acclaim. They weren't the ones making these games. They were just simply ones commissioning it, that were handling the licensing, that were contracting to whatever studios were making offers, were making bids at the time. So clearly they landed on some relatively competent hands here with Software Creations.
Well, the thing is, I feel like we've seen other software creation games in the series, and they haven't been good.
I don't remember offhand which ones they handled. I wish I was a little better, a little smarter when it came to like actually keeping track of which developers made which games in this publisher catalog. I probably should have been looking out for that in some sort of way, counting. Maybe we'll do that for the last episode. Maybe I'll count how many. I'll put the publisher or developer names next to the games on the ranking list. We could sort of figure out like which developers tended to put out quality product, which ones tended not to. This is ultimately what it comes down to. It's just like, you know, an LJN game is only as good as the developer they have attached to it. And to how much budget they were allocated, how much budget and time. And I imagine that something like this Spider-Man Venom Maximum Carnage, they probably had a little bit of time and money to work with. They probably wanted this to be a good one, because it was tied into not just, like, you know, the comic license, but specifically to an ongoing comic series.
Yeah.
So Marvel was probably willing to put a little more into it, was probably willing to pay them a little more. It probably cushions the budget a bit.
That should be it. Yeah, I do like that Carnage has to actually find his way to, like, where do I hit Spider-Man from? Okay, here. Let's see how the Venom level's looking. No.
Chase! I just want to see if it's Demi-Goblin or... Yeah, it is. This fucking loser. Alright, bye, Spider-Man.
Good chase.
Wait, was that it? Was that the whole level?
Yeah, I fucked up, so that's the whole level.
Oh, this is a fun background, though. What's with that phone booth in the middle of the road?
Cool.
I guess.
Come here.
Demo Goblin. Johnny Baghead in chat saying, "Yo, Spider-Man, what's cracking, baby?"
I want to say Hobgoblin might be in this. There's a lot of villains in this, and eventually you have to fight like every villain at the same time.
Spider-Man's just that talented.
I could be wrong. I could be misremembering, but I think this game does like a thing with like fake out credits too. Like after you beat Carnage, it starts playing the credits, and then Carnage comes back and you have to fight him again.
That's cute, if so. Because, you know, no one really dies in comic books. No one's ever really defeated for good. Anyone can come back at any time.
That Demo-Goblin after I... Whoop, okay, I guess I lost that trade. How many more punches to the face can you take? Jesus Christ. There we go. Oh, goodbye. Yep, alright. I still really love this game. I think the SNES version might actually be better, to be honest. But I think they're both very good games.
Peter.
Hey, Peter.
I guess we'll never know what happened there. I guess we'll never know.
Yeah, we'll never know. Play it for yourselves.
Or who Peter is, even. I certainly don't know.
And then you can decide if you want to play as Venom or Spider-Man after that.
Well, thank you for showing that. Thank you for being the one to play that. I did not want to play that, despite it being good, as I just don't like those beat 'em ups. So it's good to have someone who can give that a little bit fairer of a shake. Because I have a game on here that one of us like actually grew up with.
Yeah.
That one of us. Speaking of things I didn't grow up with, our next game is WWF Raw. Wrestling's rudest and roughest. I was not actually watching wrestling at this time. I would not have been privy to.
With as small as that looks on my screen, I thought it said wrestling's rudest romance.
Well, yeah, the romance between Shawn Michaels and
Himself?
Diesel, the Heartbreak Kid. No. Do I have an advertisement flyer for this one? I sure do.
There you
Raw is War. They do show the different versions of it on the different consoles here. The Super NES. You can see that Game Boy version there in full color, just like the Game Boy was. They actually do show the Genesis and Game Gear. Well, actually, that's not even the Game Gear version. That's a little misleading. Just that whole bottom of the thing, where it makes it look like they're pairing the consoles with the screenshots and so forth. The Jeb Bush gamer said, "Don't worry, this era stung." No, I went back. I've done my wrestling history at a certain point. I had to go back and watch all the wrestling I missed. But that's a whole other story for another wrestling theme night or something to that effect. Johnny Baggett says, fun fact about this game, though. First wrestling game released in North America to have a playable female wrestler. Is Alundra Blaze in this?
Yeah, I don't remember there being a female wrestler in this.
I guess we'll find out. I guess we will find out when we launch the game. We will see if they are selectable. And he doesn't say it's even in this version of the game, right?
Luna, he says.
Luna Vachon? Okay, cool.
I feel like I must have seen this game in motion at some point. I don't remember, but I seem to remember that this is a bad one.
Well, we'll find out.
I got a little schmutz on the screen. Can you clean that up? Ugh. Hey.
I mean, this is an impressive attempt to replicate like the bombastic editing of the Raw intro from this time. Not entirely successful, but it's an attempt. Ah, there's Luna. Oh, it's one of these. It's one of the ones that looks like this.
Look at that thin, tiny little Yokozuna.
He was slimming down at this time. Give me 2 seconds with this track. I need to look at the audio.
Oh god, this is the same mechanics as that other one we played.
Yeah.
One of those other ones we played. God, the ranking on this is gonna suck, because I can't remember what all these fucking wrestling games were. There are so many of these.
4 players? On SNES? Did this use, like, the fucking, whatever the multi-tap thing for the SNES was?
Maybe? Oh.
Sorry, the cops.
What was that?
Don't worry, I sent them away. Alright, the audio should be fine. Alright, Raw Endurance Match, Bedlam, Royal Rumble, Survivor Series Tag Team 1-on-1. At least a decent assortment of modes. We'll just do a typical one fall.
Alright, yeah, this was compatible with the Super Multitap.
There we go.
Are you player 1 or am I player 1?
I'm player 1, I believe. We got Brett, we got Taker. Wait, hold on. What is that music? Oh, no, different music. Okay. Oh, this was Yoki. Okay, I get it.
Okay.
I thought they were playing this for Undertaker.
Yeah, I thought it was doing that thing where it takes a while to load the music.
Bam Bam. Razor
I'm so happy to be here.
Why wouldn't he be? Bob Maynard says, if you already knew with this, let me know. There's a 32X version of this game with Quang, if that means anything to you. It does. Quang being an early gimmick for Al Snow, I believe, if I have my wrestling rights. Luger.
Doink. There we go. Now, is this evil Doink or good Doink?
I think it's evil Matt Bourne Doink. Shawn Michaels. The 1-2-3 Kid. X-Pac. Diesel. Owen Hart, hell yeah. This is a good selection of characters, at least.
Yeah.
From the other side of darkness, Luna Vachon.
No, I don't even remember her in general. I wasn't watching wrestling really at this time.
Hold on. Someone asked, did they misspell tombstone? No, they did not. It's tombstone, not tombstone. I'll play Luna. And now I believe it is your time to choose. It's time to choose, Mr. Freeman.
Over this way.
Oh, I know where you're going.
Yeah, you know where I'm going. You know what time it is.
R.I.P. Matt Bourne, I guess. Even though he was an asshole.
It's all.
It's an all-out assault in a one-on-one pinfall match coming up next.
Hit my fucking music. Dun, 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 dun.
You play the fucking track.
Oh, that was a meaty slap there.
Yeah, it's one of these. It's one of these wrestling games.
It's
one of the ones that looks like this, plays like this.
Oh, I don't remember how to do that.
Remember, I struggled with that, but now, now I know.
How do you do it?
You'll have to figure that out for yourself.
Now, I told you how to do it last time.
Yeah, but you didn't know. You had to look it up in the
manual,
I did know,
and I told you how to do it.
Well, then if you knew it then, you should be able to figure it out for yourself this time around. I want the win, so... Someone keeping track of every versus match, not just our Fight Night scoreboard, but just every match we played against each other in any game that had a two-player competitive mode. I want to get that W. God, the hit detection is dog shit in this. If you are not standing on exactly the same plane... I was just tapping the triangle button while holding the direction towards you, by the way. That's all I'm doing.
Oh, holding the direction towards me.
I'm sure there's other things you could do there. Wait, where'd you go?
I'll never tell.
Oh, all the way off screen. Ow!
Goodbye. Ow. I definitely ran into the barricade.
This is one of those games where you want to have, like, sprite scaling, maybe, like, you know, be able to show both characters on screen at the same time.
SNES, famously terrible at scaling or rotating sprites at all.
Oh.
Ow.
You know, Mode 7 wasn't useful for, like, sprites and stuff. It was only useful for those weird backgrounds, those large maps and stuff.
Jesus Christ. Up, please.
Whoop!
Ow. What?
The worst match of all time.
Jesus. You won't stop running into the thing. Oh, congrats. You just won the privilege to play a solo match.
Great. I should have thrown. Rematch! No, that's alright. I'll do a,
What's a bedlam?
Good question. Players versus CPU or player versus player? Let's team up. Let's put our differences aside. Let's do a brawl. We'll choose our opponents.
Alright.
Nope!
You want to be the doink? Okay.
No, I want to be Diesel. I want to be Nash. Sorry, I like Nash. He's not a great wrestler by any stretch. Diesel was not a great gimmick. But Nash is a cool dude, one of the few.
There you are. Okay. And I'll be... Come on. Come on. Yeah.
Go to hell.
No. Razor Ramon.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Alright, now we choose our opponents.
You know, I could always beat up on Lex Luger. Alright, how many more opponents are we going to choose? Yeah, I'll beat up Sean, too. It's Maximum Mayhem and a Bedlam free-for-all brawl! Coming up next. Oh my god, this Diesel sprite. Oh, that's good. How do I get out of this? How do I get out of this chokehold? Oh, I figured it out. Hey, this is Bedlam, all right, and that's very hard to keep track of. That's more an issue with just the framing and the movement of the game and things of that nature. Ay, I'm getting brutalized over here.
I still have not figured out the grapple thing. I feel like it's harder in this game. Said it's triangle and the direction your opponent is facing?
You hold the direction, or you hold a direction. I think either direction will give you different sort of inputs. And there's no ring outs here because it's
can I take the fight over here? Can I make this impossible for everyone?
I think
involved?
you can. Cameraman, find that action. God, get Kevin Dunn out of the fucking studio. This is unacceptable.
Yeah, okay, good.
Cool.
Good. Uh-huh.
Whoop.
Oh, why'd you ruin it?
No, don't worry. I just wanted to get a chair. I'll be out of here in a second. Oh, I can't. Oh, there we go. Wait, no, is the chair not real?
That's just decoration. That's just on the apron, I think.
I think I'm dead. I think they beat the shit out of me.
Oh.
All on you, Razor.
I can't do it.
Lex Luger wants to beat the shit out of you with that bucket. Oh, I'm up. How am I up? I thought I got knocked out. I don't have a health bar anymore.
You're invincible. Ow, ow, ow. You know what? I could probably hit someone over the head with a pail like 5 times and then declare myself the winner.
Oh, guess what? You can be a professional wrestler. It's... Let's see what a Royal Rumble looks like. Diesel has let me down for the last time. Still love you, Nash. Call me back sometime. Owen Hart. You can choose a wrestler again.
Yeah, wait.
Yeah, I was gonna say that makes sense. Just Team Canada, baby.
I was going for Undertaker, but then I realized, yeah.
Can't believe these two brothers have to fight each other. Perish the thought in wrestling.
And there's our number 3. Okay. No 4? Starting with... Oh, well, no 3 either.
What if we just work together?
Yeah, what if we work together?
Yeah. Oh. That's fucking Luger again.
Right, you probably have to Irish whip people out. Yeah, okay. Oh, wait, okay.
Oh, can you help me? Can you punch him in the head? Ah, we figured it out. All right, how do you throw people out of the ring?
I'm assuming Irish whip, so you use the run button. But, like, I don't know if you have to weaken them first. Also, I know our plan is to work together, but I definitely don't remember what sprite you look like.
I'm Owen Hart.
Yeah,
I'm wearing pink. Black and pink.
Okay, thank you. No one here looks like anyone to me.
That's fair. These sprites that Sculptured Software were putting out at this time, who developed this game, by the way, which released in November 1994, already in the last months of 1994, and we're only halfway through the episode so far. Yeah, you know, these don't really capture... I think this captures the feel of wrestling enough. If you took the time to master the controls, as it were, maybe you'd get something out of this. Not much. I don't like how sluggishly it moves. And I think the arcadey style of wrestling game is honestly better. Is more fun. Captures more of wrestling than a more realistic wrestling game does.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Uh-oh.
What's your opinion on the Aki style of wrestling game?
I've been known to enjoy it. Hold on, let me just answer a question from chat real quick. Battle Tank 09 says, did you know that we almost had the Hulk Hogan grill instead of the George Foreman grill they made? It was almost by chance of fate. Yes. And then Hulk Hogan tried to do his own George Foreman grill later down the line. That was did not set the world on fire, but maybe it set a kitchen or two on fire. Uh, uh, I like No Mercy. I think I like WCW NWO Revenge better. That might be my WCW bias. Oh, I think I got thrown out. I believe Diesel threw me out of the ring.
I keep just getting knocked around. How did I take that? How did I lose out in that exchange where I Irish whipped someone and then I just fell down? Oh, this controls terribly. I don't know why I cannot do a grapple. Like, I could do it way better in the
in whichever other game.
One that was like
yeah.
Yeah, and the other one that had this exact same system, and this one, it just doesn't work for me.
With these exact not only same graphics, and
yeah, and not only because I was playing against you this time that I did. It's not that I did worse because I was playing against you. It's like against the CPU, I can't seem to do it either. Okay, I'm finally getting some.
Someone in chat said, Sarah Crocsune says, Wrestling Empire still remains the greatest wrestling game to ever be made, though. Check out our playthrough of it. Check out our the Ballad of Sulk Hogan.
Yeah, our first playthrough of it, because maybe we come back someday.
Someday, perhaps.
New wrestler.
To carry on the tradition of throwing people into the train tracks.
Hopefully, he patches in a new mode of transportation that you can kill people with.
Bus stop.
Am I still in this match? Okay, I could.
Yeah, you're on the far. Yeah,
I lost track of myself.
It's just you have no health though. Someone's gonna probably toss you out like right here. Bye.
Yeah, there we go. And now we watch. We got to see who wins.
Yeah, we got to know. We can see who comes into the ring.
I think I've seen. Actually, I think the context in which I've seen this is I think I saw New Legacy Inc. Use this for their Rumble-thons.
You can't just oh, you can start select to quit that, so you can do that.
Yeah,
LJN. Oh, LJN. I think that'll do it for WWF Raw, honestly. I think we more or less know what that's about at this point. I think we could mostly intuit what the rest of those game modes look like and how they play. Which brings us to the next game in line. We're going back to Marvel, baby, for this one. Because this is Wolverine Adamantium Rage. This one was developed by B.I.T.S Studios, coming back. One of the lesser LJN developer collaborations, if memory serves. This one was released November 28th, according to my notes here. Here is the ad flyer for it, for the SNES and Genesis releases. I checked, the Genesis release does not have an LJN credit. So we only have to play the SNES version of this one, mercifully. Though, I think, like, they do feel like two very different games. I think the Genesis version's a lot, like, cheaper in the production and presentation department, weirdly enough. But that's on you, dear viewer, to determine, to figure out, to see for yourselves, let's say. Because playing one of this game is bad enough is. You know, you played Spider-Man and Venom Maximum Carnage. Mm-hmm. You played and enjoyed that. I want you to play and do your best to enjoy this one.
Okay.
I'm assuming you've had, like, your stream snack at this point. I'm assuming that
I've had a stream of my stream drink.
All right, very good.
I may need to take my stream 2-minute break in a bit, but I'll do this first.
Very good. Have to look at the volume for this one too, as I always do when we launch a new game, when we switch between games.
Huh?
Oh, yep, sorry. No, I shouldn't have talked over that. That's a fair point. This one is on the Bad Game Music Hall of Fame, by the way.
Wolverine.
We should let this one play for a little bit. Let this one cook. Especially because I'm adjusting volume still. It takes Wolverine to make a thing go right.
Alright.
No!
Don't want to...
There's more stuff coming up.
Wolverine.
I don't think that... Did that reset the song?
No.
Okay, good.
But let it cook. Let it cook.
just wanted to make the demo stop.
There's just one instrument coming up that I... There we go. This weird, like, organ thing they're trying to do here that just does not work. And this is why the Genesis sound chip is superior, right here.
Yeah, it's like when people say like, "Oh, the SNES sounded so much better for music," and like just point to this game, you're like, "Yeah." All right,
we
ready?
Yeah, you're ready.
Fact files.
Snicked.
Here's a fact: global warming will become untenable in the year 2032. Recycle, kids.
Expert in many forms of martial arts and unorthodox fighting techniques. Boom, 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 boom. Real name, Destroyer Program. His classified name, Destroyer Program. His maiden name, Destroyer Program.
So that's just Apocalypse, right? Like...
Looks close. I wasn't reading X-Men at this time. I can tell you goddamn much. I do like this fake operating system at the top, by the way. I do like the file, view, info, sort, help. It's cute.
I feel like the SNES mouse should be.
Oh, misuse of it is ability to construct weaponry during it is formation. They fucked up.
Well, this game's going to the bottom of the list. Try Fusion. It's good that we see these now, so that because we're never going to see them in game.
No, absolutely not.
Let's just go through it quick. Lady Deathstrike. Geist, okay.
Looking like Cobra with that gun hand there.
So to say, looking like geriatric Dr. Monarch. Or what's his name? The Monarch?
The Monarch.
Yeah, it's the Monarch and Dr. Girlfriend.
Blood Scream. God, what a horrible era of comics. What, the 90s sucked.
Is that a Rob Liefeld character? Because that feels like a Rob Liefeld character.
I think the box art for this game is definitely a Rob Liefeld Wolverine. You can tell because his face looks fucking weird. I like how he's getting ready to type. That's why he has his arm like bent like that. He has a keyboard in front of him.
Yeah. I'm Cyber. Let's go onto an unused board in GameFAQs and have sex.
Cyberman is part man, part machine, and has an adamantium skin, which covers his entire body except for his face.
Black Queen.
Not Psylocke.
That is just the bad guy from Battletoads. Wow, a lot of characters. Shinobi.
Shinobi Shaw is his real name. Real first name. His Christian name is Shinobi.
The Fugue. The last scene selling droids. Okay, I've run out. There's no more.
That's it? There's no other, like, X-Men in this computer? There's no other, like, heroes?
Nope.
You're not going to see Cyclops? You're not going to see...
Nope.
Beast? Nightcrawler? Gambit?
Oh, music.
Alright, maybe I do need to lower this again. Look at Wolverine logging into the computer. Wolverine's How to Surf the Net instructional tape from the late 90s.
Yeah.
Alright, bub, you're gonna want to go to the search bar here. Is that his reflection in the computer looking back at him?
Yeah,
Is this what he looks
so.
like when he uses? Going back to Canada. Come alone.
I just wanted my email. Sarah the Croxuna says, okay, I love the idea of Wolverine just fucking failing to use a computer. Yeah,
he keeps putting his claws through the mouse. Oh, that bass. That slap bass.
Alright.
Now, let's see if this is the game
I
I remember it being. You have 99% health right now, and now you have 100. Yes, this is one of the first video games ever to have regenerating health. The first Wolverine game to figure out, like, oh yeah, this is supposed to be, like, invincible, isn't he? He's supposed to be able to recover from anything. And so it took until now for a developer to figure out, what if his health is regenerated over time? And what if the way to do that was to make players have to, like, wait in a corner for health to go back up?
Whoops. No, don't speaking of go back up, could you hit me for a rewind? Because this is gonna take a
Well,
while.
this is gonna give you your health back. You're gonna have a chance to recover here.
My health doesn't seem to be going. Oh, it does. It is.
Hey, look, there's a whole new area here for you to explore. By the way, these levels have like multiple floors, up and down.
Yep.
They're all very maze-like. That's why I don't want to fucking play this.
They're like just a fucking mess to look at.
And a fucking mess to listen to, too, might I add.
Yeah.
You know what X-Men game I like?
Which one?
There is Mutant Apocalypse for the SNES. It might be one of the only good SNES games. It's Capcom made a X-Men beat 'em up that has one of the most kickingest soundtracks, one of the most jamminest, totally out there, sick kickin' soundtracks. And it also has some decent level design too, and some fun combat encounters, and all the powers, the mutant powers, are represented decently well. Also like the Genesis X-Men game.
Yeah, I was about to say X-Men 2 Clone Wars on the Genesis. I really like that one.
I never played the second. I only had the first back in the day.
So the second is cool because that one starts with a cold open. Like you turn on the game,
and you're just immediately booted up with a random mutant, and then the first stage. Yeah. Funnily enough, I don't really care for the X-Men as a property, as a franchise, as a series of characters. As a kid, I'm sure I liked it well enough to want to buy those games. I thought Wolverine was cool.
Okay, fuck that.
I thought Cyclops was a dweeb. I thought Psylocke was pretty neat. I always liked Nightcrawler and Gambit. Those were my two favorite X-Men for sure.
I liked Nightcrawler, I liked Gambit, and I liked Archangel. But that was the start of like... That's probably the start of me being like a nerd about like Apocrypha and Gnostic shit.
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, Archangel, cool.
People are asking, first of all, Battletech09 asked, do we have Deadpool in our Steam inventory, in our Steam library, I think? That Deadpool game? No. I hate Deadpool. I think Deadpool is really tiresome as a character. I never got into them, not even as a kid. So, no. The answer is no. Look at that little trophy, though.
Yeah. I read some of the earlier... Okay, so I read through a bunch of Deadpool in college from not the start, because the start was like Rob Liefeld stuff, where it was like a serious character.
Well, yeah,
he
invented Deadpool. Yeah.
I started like right after that, and I liked Deadpool when I read it then. Again, I was reading earlier Deadpool before the whole thing I played out.
Before the chimichanga bullshit era of stuff, yeah. Back when he was just a parody of fucking, what was it, Death Strike or whatever?
Yeah.
A few other comments from chat. What about Dazzler, says K4 Boom. Everyone's favorite, Dazzler. Johnny Baggins says, what about Rogue? Okay, Rogue's cool. I'll give you Rogue.
I like Jubilee, too.
Jubilee is a better version of Dazzler, for sure. Battletech09, do you at least like Gwenpool? No. I think all that fourth wall breaking shit is irksome and tiresome. It's why I don't like Deadpool in general. I think Gwenpool is conceptually fun. I think doing stuff with Gwen Stacy, giving her alternate universe versions that like get to live their lives and become like established characters, I think is conceptually like alright, but once you start getting into like, I'm in a comic book, I'm just like, alright, I'm gonna stop reading now. You know, I just don't... When I'm reading a comic book or watching a cartoon or whatever, I'm invested in the world of that thing. I like it when it exists in its own little bubble, and I can imagine living in that world, and for characters to constantly be looking at me, looking through the page and being like, well, that just happened. I'm just like, shut the fuck up.
I don't want to be perceived.
I don't want to be perceived. I'm an outside observer. You shouldn't know that I exist. You should not be addressing me or saying, like, you know, this is just like in the previous issue. Did you read that, dear reader? And it's just like, shut up. Go to hell. Writers.
So far, my objective has been to kill all of these guys, and that's doing the counter, but these are just infinite guys. And they don't
bad delineation of, like, who is a marked enemy, an enemy marked for death, and which ones you're just going to have to deal with ad infinitum. How does it control, at least? It looks like you have, like, some options.
I have options, but they're not great. First of all, I really don't have any air attacks at all.
Slime Generator says they should get the Animaniacs to collaborate with Deadpool. The level of snark will be amazeballs. Dude, that would be so epic bacon for the win if the Animaniacs and Deadpool crossed over.
What is this attack?
Some sort of claw attack. RG Beargal says, weirdly, Gwen pulls and Gwen says, yeah, that's fair. That's a fair point. I mean, the Gwen is definitely, like, to evoke or, like, to put it in that sort of realm of alternate. Like, ever since, like, this Spider-Verse stuff has taken off huge, where they had the Gwen Stacy in that being her Spider-Woman or whatever. I don't remember. I don't keep up with modern stuff as much. But, like, ultimately, like, that's what revitalized an interest in Gwen Stacy and in, you know, undoing, like, the fridging trope from back in the day. But also, you know, I say all this like I'm some real comic book expert. I'm not. I read a bunch. I always preferred DC Comics. So when I speak to Marvel, I'm speaking as a sort of tourist of sorts. How do you fucking make progress in this game at this point? I get that there's 6 enemies left to kill, but, like, where are they? There should be an arrow pointing at them. When you have a stage this big, this meandering...
A map, something.
Anything. At least we still got that slap bass. Les Claypool would be proud of the composers of this game.
Not that way.
This is the beginning of the level.
Yep.
Well, I mean, go down anymore, I guess, or I don't know.
I did go down earlier. Yeah, I was here. I don't know where the other guys are. There's the only other guys I saw were the infinitely spawning ones that weren't taking anything down. Unless I had to destroy... Oh, no, I can't destroy those because I don't have a jump attack.
You can't attack in midair?
No, there's no jump attack.
Was that not one right there that you just did? With the claws out? Keep the claws out, because it makes it easier to tell when you're doing an attack. I can't imagine there not being a midair attack.
No, I can just take the claws out when I'm in midair, but he doesn't do an air attack. Okay, wait.
Yeah.
I do have an air attack.
Oh,
okay.
And it really is these guys that you're meant to kill. Ugh.
You have to hold R. Okay, here's I'm gonna show you how the air attack works, right? I'm holding R, and I'm gonna jump.
Bad.
It takes that long for the attack to come out.
Not good.
You have to time that too. So it's really just at the apex of your jump.
Can you just do an overhead from the top of that platform?
Yeah, that makes more sense. So now we have to figure out where the last
the other two
were.
are in this huge fucking level, in this needlessly large level. Couldn't just do a straight path. Couldn't just have an A to B. Couldn't just let people enjoy being Wolverine in a series of, like...
See, you say you don't like beat-em-ups. There's a benefit to the beat-em-up right there is you don't get lost.
I guess this would be an action platformer, yeah. As opposed to a beat-em-up. Chat's going into comic book discussion, which I appreciate, which is fine. Sarah the Cruxune says, I will rant a tiny bit. As much as I agree with the MCU-ification of stuff is bad, I do feel like some people take it to mean, like, media cannot have any fun with the genre conventions and tropes common in it, no matter how silly even fans say it is, and I just do not like that. I'm not saying that you can't go meta. I'm saying I don't prefer it. I'm saying that when it's done exhausting, when it's done just to pop people, when it's done just so that you get covered on IGN saying, here's the top 10 Easter eggs in Deadpool versus Wolverine. Here's the coolest references and characters from the comics. When it's just for the sake of that, here's 6 moments where Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool broke that fourth wall and smiled and winked at it. Like, when it comes to that sort of stuff, I just, like, want to die. It's just like... This level is still going, by the way.
Yeah. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking, right? I have this button, which does the attack in midair. I have this attack here. Why would I ever use that? This punch? Why would I ever use this advancing kick?
I would use the advancing kick because I like a move that moves me forward.
Okay, at least down punch is like an uppercut of some sort. Which...
It's something.
Not super useful, but I guess it's there. Okay, how am I gonna get that guy?
I might mercy kill this. I might be done with this. I might be done looking at this shit.
I hate listening to this. I hate... What move did I do there? Wait a minute. What was I stuck on for a second?
Oh, cool.
What? What is that?
It's because the jump continues pushing you up even when you're hitting against the ceiling, so whatever jump frame you have lingers there. That's how you're able to even like stay up there to attack the things in the air. Is because they're continuing to try to send you forward even when you've reached the top of your jump. Yeah.
Wait, I did something to do a straight attack. What the, okay.
Drink up.
So there's some nuance to the controls here. Yeah. That's so weird. It's like a super jump motion from a fighting game, but I also have to hit right trigger at the right time, because otherwise he doesn't do that.
Say something nice.
I guess it has more complex controls than I gave it credit for. There's a lot of combinations that do things.
Do you feel like Wolverine?
Given the fact that I can't die and I'm getting very weary with this world, yeah.
I think that'll do it for Wolverine Adamantium Rage. I think I will spare you now. Yeah, that's okay. What I remember of that.
That doesn't play terribly. I think it would be better if I had the instruction manual in front of me, because it seems like there is a lot of depth to the controls. But bad, still bad.
Yeah, that didn't look fun. It didn't look exciting. It didn't look particularly compelling. And you can make a game that controls well, but if the content of the game is just tiresome, irksome, exhausting, then who knows? Wait, why did I launch that game? I need to talk about the game first. I need to. I'm forgetting my sequence.
You talk about the game while I'll be right back.
Yes, you do that. I'll take care of this next one. Don't worry. The next game we have tonight is NFL Quarterback Club for the Super Nintendo. This was a Iguana Entertainment banger released December 1994. The last NFL Quarterback Club, the original NFL Quarterback Club we played, was for the Game Boy. Just like that, what was it, the NBA All-Star Challenge series that began on Game Boy. And then they thought, well, let's bring it to console. And the Game Boy version of this did not have actual football. Did not have an actual, just like two teams going up against each other. It was just a series of like weird mini games, of strange mini games, just like the NBA All-Star Challenge series was. So we will see if this console version manages to put actual proper fucking football in the game. If they manage that feat. I don't have an advertisement flyer for this one, surprisingly. I'm told that this was a relatively successful, popular, financially decent release for LJN, for Acclaim at the time, that this was a series that did some amount of numbers for them, one of their flagship franchises, so we will see. Which, I mean me. Or at least until Charkie gets back. And I can force him into the multiplayer. There's that LJN. No sound effect for that, huh? Oh, that original Iguana Entertainment logo. I'm so used to the Turok. Who's ready for some fucking football? This game is incredibly loud for some reason. Louder than any game we've played tonight. Yeah, good luck reading these signatures. Buffy Buskalug. Ronald Cunnings. Jeffrey. Broom Bremison. Jafloki. Bret Hart. Oh, Brett Favre. I see. Jeffress. Astok. Football. I don't know the names of players. Oh, quarterback challenge, play NFL, or simulation. Interesting range of choices. I guess I'll take the quarterback challenge. 5 players? No, that's okay. Player 2, you can just, I'm not dragging Charkie into this one. Is that it? Are we good? Select our quarterback. Is it not going to show us the picture for each of these guys? Am I going to have to click through to see, like, the difference between... Okay, yeah. One of these. All right. Aikman. Bledsoe. Brister. Cunningham. Elway. Esiason. Everett. Favre. Harbaugh. Hostetler. Kelly. Klingler. Cassar, Marino, Miller. I don't know any of their first names, so this is as much as you're getting. Mirrorer, Moon, O'Donnell, Young, who's making a very important business phone call here. Yeah, some of these stats are very uneven. There are characters who are clearly better than others, including Brett Favre here, who I guess had not... really proven himself yet to people. One of these guys had really high stats. Oh yeah, Cunningham. All right. Weird menu. Custom? Oh, you can make your own guy. Custom QB? No, that's okay. No, wait. Oh, you can do, like, some amount of customization. I just want to select.
Change his signature.
No option for that, unfortunately. All right, and here's the selection of mini games to play.
As we remembered it.
Player 1 accuracy. All
this
right,
feels...
did away with the meters.
It honestly feels maybe more inscrutable than the Game Boy version of it.
Somehow.
I kind of understood the meters. Okay, this one should be easy, though, right?
I think you just need to time it so it's lined up. There we go. I hit the side of it.
You still missed. You hit the side of it.
0% accuracy. I had better accuracy in that fucking T2 game. Well, great. That was the accuracy challenge. Let's do the distance challenge. Let's just get right through all these. Are you ready for some fucking football? I pressed a button and now this is just...
He didn't know what to do with it and he panicked.
Okay, no, you have to let me try to pass this as a challenge.
Yeah, I'm sure that was a button mash thing, right?
Oh, it's gotta be, right? I'm pressing every single button on the controller!
You got 66 and 32. Congrats.
Thank you, I try. Speed and mobility.
You know, maybe they should be like a version of football where you have 2 footballs and play at the same time. That could be fun.
Follow the worn path to avoid disqualification. Yes! Alright. Don't mind if I do. Is this why football players get concussed all the time? Is this in training? Disqualified. Course violation.
Coach is off to the sidelines and he's just got his, like, hand cupped over his face.
His head buried in his hands. Just...
Yeah. Follow the worn path. All right. Jump and throw. And throw.
How did I get disqualified for that? I made it to the fucking thing, didn't I?
Maybe you had to hit it while it was in the yellow.
That's not a disqualification. It's just inaccuracy. That's just like a fail.
I think you also fucked up by, like, not following the path.
I thought.
down.
Oh, I see.
Then duck. Well,
Can't win them all. Oh, how is that?
because
Whatever.
you ran through both of the hurdles.
Well, then ding me. Don't disqualify me. Just say, like, all right, that's a demerit. That'll cost you 5 seconds. I don't even know what this last minute game is. I already forgot.
Read and recognition. There you go. You did something correct.
First time for everything. Why is there a crowd here for the training? For me practicing?
Your family, they're here to see how you're doing, and they're booing you.
Yeah, I would too, I guess. Am I hitting the ones that have the flag on them, or the ones that don't have the flag on them?
I would have to guess it's the ones with the flag on them. I could be wrong, but that seems to tell me, hey, hit this. Oh,
QB with the most
instructions.
Points. Novel concept. It's good to know, what the rules are, what you're supposed to do.
After we've done it.
How do I back out of this? How do I go back to...
Reset the console.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's... Alright. Let's play some goddamn NFL.
All of that training will come into play here.
So real football here. Actual football, I would presume, as opposed to just the minigame collection. It has all the minigame stuff. Not particularly substantive, but I guess this is what you'd be coming to this for. Is there a way just to do an exhibition?
Yeah, that's preseason.
Yeah, maybe I'll do that. Preseason game, rookie, pro, all pro. I'll stick it at rookie. All right, Cowboys, Colts, Chiefs, Chargers, Cardinals, Buccaneers, Browns, Broncos, Bengals, Bears, 49ers, Vikings, Steelers, Seahawks, Saints, Redskins, Rams, Raiders, Patriots, Packers, Oilers, Lions, Jets, Giants, Falcons, Eagles, Dolphins, Cowboys. Oh my! I'll give you.
I'm gonna
the
need to
Saints.
see this. I'm gonna need to see the stats on the Saints.
Kings of Blitzing.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
What team do you hate?
I guess I'd have to go with the Falcons.
There we go. Home team advantage, home court advantage. Custom QB, who sucks.
Yeah.
Do we just pick one player to basically play the game as?
I feel like Custom has been our QB for most of the existence of the Saints.
Oh, here's the conditions. Let's give me some rain.
I'm sorry, we're playing a home team match for the Saints, and it's going to be rain. If it's raining on this,
Was it grass or turf?
I mean,
I'll go with turf.
I'm getting tilted.
What?
Okay, so good. It is not raining in the Superdome. Good.
Okay, I see what. Player select.
That's why I was like, when you're like grass or turf, it's like, yeah, sure, let's just grow some grass here in the Superdome.
Call it in the air. It's heads! Decide. Falcons will receive. Which goal will we defend? Saints will defend the north goal. It's making a lot of decisions for us.
Yeah. If there was wind in here, then that would be important.
Oh, Jesus.
It's a football game. Just do a straight cover.
I don't know how. I literally don't know how to select anything there. It was cycling through all that stuff without me pressing anything. I don't know who I am or where I am. Oh. Am I controlling this? Do I even have any input on this? I straight up don't know. I feel like I'm just watching a match play out.
Oh wait, I was looking at the wrong thing. I thought you were receiving.
I pressed buttons. I don't think I selected anything. It's hard to say.
Set. Blue. 42.
Yeah, I don't think I'm controlling this at all.
Pass interference.
I think we're just literally watching them play fucking football. Inscrutable to me. Huh? I pressed start to try and, like, pause or get out of it, or...
You know what a really good test of this would be?
What?
Rewind. How far back can you rewind? If you can rewind to the coin toss and get it so that you're receiving.
I can control this.
Oh, cool.
What is with the...
It's player select. So you're selecting if you want to be the Saints or the Falcons.
Oh, I get it. So you could, like... Do you have control over this?
I do. For some reason. Oh, switch sides.
Yeah, okay. That's fair. Okay.
So the way to tell is whoever gets the ball, if you can actually fucking run the ball.
I'm not touching anything right now.
Yeah, I didn't touch anything. Saints. That's you.
Oh, I actually get to make a decision here?
Yeah. Wait, Saints is supposed to be me. I will receive. Okay. That's you now making the decision.
Oh, I do have a choice. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, now it's not just randomly cycling through stuff. Now I actually have control over it, I think.
Okay.
So I'm on the bottom.
Right.
I don't know what I fucked up before. What did you say I should do? And not to tell me, like, you know, imagine you don't want to give me like, too much advice.
This. I was just straight cover is the most simple thing, I think.
I think this is A. Okay, this is looking like I actually have like a lot more input over it now, which is nice.
Hey, what happened the first time?
I have no idea. Maybe we selected the wrong players, or like maybe like because I was on the far left. Maybe it was like CPU. Maybe it was like I opted out of the game. Weird. Yeah. Okay. I don't know what I picked there. It flipped which side of the screen we were on, I think. Or I don't know. Like these are like absolutely inscrutable to me. Like I said.
Set.
Yeah, I don't know the controls, so. No, wait, that was your own guy. You should
I know.
Your own person.
He didn't like the way he played. All right, hut hike pass.
What?
Are we gonna get penalized for this if I just do this?
I mean, we're supposed to, but I guess this is Blitz rules now.
A lot of strategies here.
Set.
Sarah the Cruxuni says, I think all sports games should let you explode people's balls like the Blitz.
First down.
Good progress, good yardage. Did you do a little celebration there? Did you do a little?
Whee!
Oh, I pressed start to try and start play, but I'm a idiot. I'm pressing random buttons here to select my plays.
Okay.
Set. Offside.
Is that because I rushed because I crossed the side too early?
Yes.
It's all part of my Machiavellian strategy, you see?
Oh,
would you believe if I told you that we lose viewers during the sports games like no other game we play on here?
Blue.
Oh, that. Whoop. bodes ill for our next long series, every sports game.
Where we finally learn how to play football through playing every football video game, where I finally learn the rules. Okay. What I want to do is let's bust this. Let's see what we can get away with in this.
Blue.
Wait. Fuck. What are you trying? What do you want to do?
I don't know, like run backwards or something. Just like let's oh, are we just right back into it?
Yeah, right back into it. Right back into it.
What's the ref doing here?
In that ball.
Who am I controlling? Oh, this guy. Let's run away together. Let's get out of this game. let's take it downfield. I do like the dives.
So I wanted to see, I selected no huddle, and I guess that just means run the same play every single time.
Oh, I like that. Oh, I'm on this side now.
Yeah.
Red. 33. Red. 23. Safety.
Oh, whoa, where did I go? Where did I end up? Oh, kickoff, just, I don't get to pick a formation. You don't get to pick a formation. We're just kicking off.
Let's fight. Oh, my character's stuck. They should give you as much time as you want to brawl after each play.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
God damn, I keep pressing start because I want to just, like, advance this stuff. But that's not the case. That's not how it works.
Set. Red.
Alright, let's make this one count.
Set. Red. 23. Blue.
Audible, Audible, Audible. This stream is sponsored to you by Audible.com.
Hold on, let me see if I can just steer every person away from you. If I can keep taking control of different...
Bumble, who got it? I got it back.
Alright, I think I figured out how to ruin this. If I can switch different characters to just, like, make them run away from you and open up the lane for you so you can score.
All right.
Let's give the Saints a game to remember. Let's give them...
This is a make-a-wish for the Saints.
The entire team. It turns out they're terminally bad at football, so we want to give them this one day.
I mean, this is what, 94? Yeah, we needed it. Okay, get him.
Yep.
Get him. Oh shit.
Here we go. I'm
all
mashing.
Right.
Yep. Oh, no, stay away. Stay away from my friend.
All right, the 13 yard. I ran back like 30 yards and I ended up making a 13-yard gain on that.
There we go. We found the fun in it.
All right.
The fun is trying to thwart our own AI that's trying to win the game for us. That's trying to do like actual plays and stuff, and is trying to clear a path for you. Rapidly cycling between characters.
All right, let's try it again.
Wait, hold on. Delay it as long as you can. That's as long as you can delay it. Nope, good.
Red.
I'm just gonna open it up. Yep, good.
Okay, no, wait, that's a bad place. All right. Get out of there.
Wow, they really don't have their eyes on the ball.
Whee!
There we go. I have to get one in. I have to make it look like I care. I have to make it look like we were invested in the game.
Let's go for a whoops.
I keep pressing start.
All right, let's try to get an extra point. Let's see what that's like. Uh-huh.
Are you going to kick it in?
I'm going to try.
Here, let me clear a path for you. Don't worry, there won't be any interference in this one.
I was really... Wait, rewind. I did something wrong. I was really trying to kick the ball, and somehow it changed to a fake. Keep rewinding. I definitely called an audible at some point.
23.
I think
No,
you
keep
can call it here.
rewinding.
No, aren't you fine here? Can't you kick it from here?
No, I'm not fine here. Seriously, keep rewinding.
Yep, yep, out.
Yep.
Yeah, see, that's where it changed.
It's good.
Football, it's good.
That's debatable. You think that's enough of NFL quarterback club?
That's enough. That's enough. Also, worst attempt at a field goal kick ever by calling an audible loudly and having everyone shift positions, wait there for a second,
They
and then
won't
snap
see
the
it
ball.
coming. They won't see this play coming at all. Yeah, there's NFL quarterback club, as mentioned, is called. I think that's the last of the football games. Psych, there's another one in the last episode, but only one more. It's the second last of the sports games. I don't count wrestling as sports games. But anyway, the next game for tonight, the penultimate game tonight, is Schwarzenegger in True Lies, a movie-based game brought to us by Beam Software, and this was released, December 1994? So this will be our movie tie-in game for the evening. Well, I guess we had T2 earlier as well. Anyway, here's an advertisement flyer for it. A James Cameron film. Sorry about that. Explosive... What's that word? Barbier? Harrier action. Oh, so there's like some shmup stages in here. Is it a snow cone maker? You'll need Jib's help to stop the Crimson Jihad. Now a
What
video
are
game
these
blockbuster.
words you're saying?
It's the captions for each of the images there, for each of the screenshots, believe it or not. That or I'm just losing it. It's one of the two. Who's to say? Yeah, so have you ever seen True Lies with Schwarzenegger?
I have not.
It's not his best. Not his finest hour.
Yeah, is it a snow cone maker? Is the, I guess it must be a line from the movie.
I wouldn't remember. I do remember Beam Software. Oh, I need to boost the volume because this is so much lower than the previous game we played.
Wasn't Grace Jones in True Lies, or am I wrong?
I don't remember her in this. Oh, we blew up the options menu. Now we're not going to be able to access our options. Alright, fire, weapon swap, dive, and lock. What more do you need? What more controls do you need than that? Sweet stills from the movie. Harry emerges from the icy waters and onto the chateau grounds undetected.
Yeah, I'm wrong. She was not in this movie. I don't know why I thought she was in this movie.
Okay, Harry, you've got to attach the modem to the computer upstairs and download the files. The place is swarming with guards, so keep a low profile. You know Arnold Schwarzenegger and keeping a low profile, that's...
Low profile. Low profile.
Got an Uzi. Okay, so when I use the Uzi, I stand still and... What? For goodness sake, Harry, watch out for the taxpayers. This is an election year after all. Oh, I guess that because there's a waiter up there. I guess I was not meant to shoot him. I mean, he's unaffiliated. I don't believe it. You hit another civilian. The boss isn't gonna like this.
This is a really bloody for SNES game, actually.
It's also not very good to control. Watch it, Harry. You only have one life left. That's what yeah. You die and just get called in. Just like, watch it, bud. You only have one life left. One life to live.
You know, theoretically, all these goons also pay taxes.
Oh my god. I cannot begin to convey how bad this is to aim, to shoot.
You're gonna have to let me play this a little bit after you're done with this life. I need to get context on this for the ranking.
This is your last life, Harry. Okay, so oh, Harry, you hit another civilian. You do realize that the Omega Sector never fires anyone, don't you? Well, that's good then. Oh. Huh?
Oh, you had a nuke in your pants, I guess.
That's gonna kill way more civilians than I was killing on that screen. I mean, if you're worried about civilian casualties, then... Okay. Let's try this again. Thank you, Tom Arnold.
You know, Grace Jones isn't in True Lies, but apparently she's in Hell, a cyberpunk thriller, that FMV game.
Just as good. Okay.
I don't know if that's show-worthy or not. I don't remember anything about Hell.
So here's the thing. I have this dive button. That's neat. That's cool enough, I suppose. When you shoot, there is a delay before you shoot. You can hold down the trigger and run and gun, and it will attempt to, like, shoot in the direction that you are traveling.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also delayed in a weird way your turns. So, like, you feel like for a second you can strafe and shoot, right? Like, you know, I should be able to move diagonally there and just, like, continue strafing and shooting, which would be better. That would be a better system, as opposed to making it turn around as you're turning around. Because usually when you start shooting, you're in a certain direction. You want to hold that direction in a top-down shooter like this. At the very least, if there was, like, a mode, a toggle switch, or something, anything. But as it stands, it's like it can't decide whether it wants to be one of those shooters where you strafe and shoot, or a shooter where you just shoot in the direction that you're meant to. And because it can't decide, it leads to a lot of, like, what feels like dropped inputs, or... I don't know. I've never seen a top-down shooter control this badly before. That's not true. I have to have played worse games than this. I definitely have played worse games than this in terms of control. But for this era, for this, like, quality of presentation, for what this game... I just don't know. There's just something weirdly baffling about this to me in a way I failing to articulate. But it's not good. I can tell you that much.
These civilians are very just, like...
in the way.
I was gonna say, not at all perturbed. You just shot that one, and he was like, oh, well, whatever.
Well, he's not dead. That's acceptable. It was a non-lethal shot.
I'm fully aware of what I'm doing. Can't you
Fuck's
see?
sake! It's also like you don't shoot down the center of your character
you
model.
shoot from
you
where
shoot
your gun
offside.
is.
Yeah. I will do a drink up while playing this. I'm gonna need it. So the pistol works one way. When you switch to the SMG, you can't move and shoot with the SMG. You do just stand still.
And spray. Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Which might be good. That might be advantageous. That might help me with the issues I'm having. But then again, you only have limited ammo for the SMG. We'll have to find the security pass card. Of course, it's one of these. Can't quite get the bullet at the angle I wanted there. Was that the security card I picked up? Can't tell because the foreground is in the way of it, so... Did I go this way?
Yes. Nope.
Any hint, any clue where the card might be, game? Oh, wait, I think I did find a button that actually locks you in place. This is the button I was looking for. It's the square button.
Okay, I figured there was something.
Yeah, there had to be. Alright. I guess I'm going back downstairs. It's just the innocents down here now. Oh. Get back to the locked door and use it. There it was. I got lucky that I found it so quickly. Alright, now that I know how to strafe, this is probably going to be much better. But man, it was really inadequate when it was just not utilizing that key.
And I feel like the 4th generation consoles was very irresponsible with foreground elements.
Oh, absolutely. If there's one thing that doing this show should hopefully prove to people or demonstrate to people is just how absolutely, like, wretched some of these games were in terms of, like, foreground elements. Just because you can doesn't mean that you should. an adage, a bit of advice that not a lot of developers took when it came to splashing those foreground elements in front of shit. Okay. I would love for there to be some health around here. Oh! I had to reload. What's on the other side? How do I get there? Is there a secret there? Can I shoot the window out and, like, jump through the window? I'm sure there's a way there.
Maybe it's, like, actually on, like, the bottom floor. And then when you go downstairs, there'll be something there.
Perhaps. I like the little combat roll here.
I could see a YouTube video where, talking about this game, and, like, the title is, like, Hotline Miami in the 90s.
Oh, yeah, I can visualize it, too. I can visualize the thumbnail for it, too. Someone making, like, a pog face or whatever. Making the YouTube face, I think is what people call it, generally, these days.
Relevant to this, if not relevant to what we're streaming, we were watching, like, a video after our last stream of Blue Stinger, where someone was talking about how Blue Stinger is, like, just an underrated game and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, people are entitled to be wrong.
Yeah. I mean, yes. But it also felt like a lot of gameplay stuff was being glossed over.
It very frequently is. These people who... I don't remember what game it was. It was something we streamed at some point. Oh! Well, that guy walked in the way of my bullet. I don't feel responsible for that. But that's not on me. Where we talked about... I think it was Angel of Darkness. When we were playing through that, and we were, like, flabbergasted by the amount of YouTube videos. They're like, the best Angel... Is this the best Tomb Raider game? Which it's not. And it's people who, like, the last time they played it must have been, like, in the year 2002, whenever it came out. Maybe it was 03. I can't remember offhand the release year for that. And it's like... And the people who do, like, these retrospective reviews, and they just never talk about the gameplay. Just never, ever, like, mention, like, the way it plays. It's just, like, narrative elements they like, which I get. That's the first civilian to actually duck out of the way.
Yeah.
That's how most of these characters should be behaving.
Every other civilian here is deaf and blind.
Yeah, with that Blue Stinger game, that's the game we're currently long playing, by the way. For folk who don't know what we're talking about, that's our current Thursday long play, as voted for by patrons. And hey, if you want to subscribe, to the Twitch channel or pledge to us on Patreon, you too can vote on upcoming games, have access to the Patreon Saints channel and Discord. I'm trying to get it out of the way in the middle of gameplay rather than saying for the end of the show now. I'll still do it at the end of the show. But, you know. Oh, for fuck's sake, I'm going to rewind that because we're so close to the end of the level here. I thought he was holding a gun, but he's on the phone, which is very, like, misleading, very, like, deliberate on the developer's part. I get what they were trying to do there, and I don't appreciate it. Hey guys, who you waiting for? That Arnold Schwarzenegger fella?
They're waiting for their wine.
He's trying to serve this guy, but... Oh my god, the collision here is like a mess. Alright, can we leave through this? Can we just get the fuck out of here? Good work, Harry. I'll take your word for it. There are terrorists heading for my position. Get down here as quick as you can.
Alright, how many civilians do you think are here?
Good question. Right now, I'm more flummoxed by the fact that, like, this is, like, all downhill.
Oh, is this like an auto-scroller? Are you just running downhill automatically?
No, I'm not running automatically, but I am... Oh, I switched a grenade at some point. But, like, you move faster going downhill than you do uphill. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I like this guitar. Down, down, down.
Oh! Alright, this is getting me some points. This isn't good to play, In fact, it's actually quite, like, cumbersome, but that dude exploding when he crashed was worth, like, a couple points at least. You know, the thing is that you can't use the SMG while you're moving. This feels like the perfect time to be able to just, like, hold down the trigger and be running alongside these dudes and shooting them, you know what I mean? I think there's also, like, a shotgun we didn't pick up, because I'm getting ammo, I'm picking up shells, and there's this thing in the center of the screen that is not filled in, and I bet that's another weapon. There's also grenades, but,
And a mystery fifth thing over the right.
But you know what? I bet the grenade is what we use to take out that guy in the heliocopter. 10-second fuse on that grenade, though.
I have a feeling you're not supposed to take out the helicopter right now.
Yeah, maybe I just keep running away. I'll rewind a little bit. Negate some of that damage I took. I wonder how big this stage is, how much running we need to do. 100 miles in running.
Yeah.
Well, let's get out of here. You took your sweet time, get in the van, they're still closing in. I just got a call from Omega, we're needed back in the States ASAP. Are we gonna do like a driving level? They did say there are top-down, like, shmup levels in this as well. So, you know, there are some different gameplay modes in this beyond just... Harry corners the Crimson Jihad ringleader Aziz in the mall.
He looks like that photo of Bruce Willis with the hawk for hair.
Oh, yes! Don't hit any of the civilians.
Rowan Fresh says, this game rules.
Takes all sorts.
House of Twine.
Uncle Furries. Different types of civilian here. I will say, someone redeem say something positive.
Uncle Furry's IT certification school.
We have to find the answer by
Thank you for redeeming say something nice. I like the variety of civilians, and they all have slightly different behaviors from one another. I like the variety of enemies, that each stage does have some unique qualities to it.
Can't you see?
Stylistically challenged. That's to describe
Fully
me.
aware of what I'm doing. Can't you see?
Drink.
Yeah.
No, that was the name of the on the vending machine. It just said drink.
Well, there was also a drink up. A lot of civilians in the mall. They do not have any preservation instinct whatsoever. None of these guys.
I mean, this takes place in America, you know?
They're used to it, yeah. This isn't terrible. Now that I know to actually, like, how to strip and shoot... Oh, there's a shotgun. Now this might get actually, like, really good if the shotgun is any good. If I can move while shooting,
Yeah,
I'll love this. Tricky guy.
That guy's on the phone. Okay. I want to see more
Jesus
stores.
Christ, you turn him into a bloody fucking mess.
Corduroy Nightmare.
Corduroy Nightmare.
Corduroy Nightmare.
We all live in a corduroy nightmare. Humor gap.
I like these fake stores.
Say something nice. Good fake stores.
There's also, like you were talking about variety, it seems like there's a lot of fake stores, because I haven't seen a repeat yet.
Llama City. For all your llama needs. Oops. I think that's my last life.
Yep, time for the nuke to go off. Nope, never mind.
Now I want to make it a little bit further. Not too much further.
Right.
We shouldn't just
Right,
play
have you
this. We have
warmed up
another
on this
game
game? Have you warmed up in this game a little bit?
Yeah, I think I have. I think there might actually be something to this. I'm not playing it particularly well. And that's not great either, that they would just nuke them all, that they would allow this to go off there. But, I'm sure if I, like, was not in show mode, not wanting to move along, I could probably play that.
Yeah, okay, maybe this just went up on the list a little bit.
Yeah, it secured a few spots for it. Beam Software, you did okay on this one. Especially with the variety of stuff that I know is in that game.
Rowan Fresh says, what did I tell you?
They're not wrong. I will have to give that. I will have to grant that there was... That's just demo mode, by the way. All right, so maybe that one gets a little bit of consideration. But what I somehow doubt will...
Yeah, exactly what I was about to say.
What I think will end the show on just a dud note is our final game, WWF Raw for the Game Boy, brought to us by Real Time Associates. And the credit here says that it was published by Accolade. That's not correct. In my launch box. I'll have to fix that tag at some point. No ad flyer for this Game Boy version. We're just gonna get into it. So on and so forth. Titan Sports. I wonder what the volume on this is gonna be. Will it be a loud, shrill Game Boy game? What will the Raw intro look like here? And there's the LJN to qualify it. Yeah, that's loud. Let's go with this. That should be decent level.
What is with this crisscross thing going over the screen? Like
this is because the Raw set, the Raw Arena, they had multiple TVs lined up next to each other to create one composite TV. So these lines would be the bezels on each of the TVs. One Fall Brawl Tournament. So yeah, stripped down version of the game we were playing before. I'll select my opponent, thank you very much. Let's see how many characters make the jump here. Okay, 8. No Luna in this version, unfortunately. But we got Luger, Brett, Shawn, Razor, Yoko, Zuna, Undertaker, Doink, Diesel. I'll give Nash another chance. Height near 7. Yep. If you hover over it, I guess they go through fun facts. Bret Hart. Height 6 feet.
Exactly, apparently, because...
Weight 234. Choose your opponent. You know... I'll go against the Taker. The Dead Man.
I like height near 7. Like, yeah, we tried to measure him, but he kept getting
it doesn't
bored
go that high.
off.
Yeah, we don't have anything that measures that high. Oh my god, look at these sprites.
Ooh.
I'm getting flashbacks to that James Bond Game Boy game with these faces. Oh.
I'm getting flashback to Salad Fingers.
Oh no, I don't know how to get up. I'm pressing both of the buttons.
Patrick Meow says their faces look like the gyroids from Animal Crossing. We've seen better representations of like actual wrestlers in these Game Boy games, right? Where you could tell who they were at all.
I cannot tell the difference between these two fucking characters on screen at the same time. I I'm the one moving left right now.
You're the one who's getting their ass kicked.
This is unacceptable. Let's just get that out of the way straight away. That you can't have characters that look this fucking similar to one another fight each other.
Yeah, I was gonna say inscrutable, but that also works.
I will have to select someone who's like fucking shirtless, like someone who wrestles without a shirt on. Just hope that like I can wrestle against someone who is also rendered without their shirt on, or with the shirt on, so I can just tell the difference between them. I don't know how much it'll fucking help with the sprites being this small.
Like Undertaker versus Yokozuna.
I guess so.
Oh god, wait, no, I need to see what Yokozuna looks like in this.
I cannot get a fucking hit in edgewise in this.
Okay, after you lose this match,
who's saying I'm gonna fucking lose this? You know, you have little faith.
Okay, after you finish this match, let me play one match so I can do the ranking right. Because there's still one wrestling game that really has my ire up, and I want to see if this is going to place below it. Which I feel like it will, but I wanted to earn it.
I think I figured out how to mount a comeback here. I think I'm doing something.
Very
never
slowly.
mind.
Oh.
Oh, I'm on the ground again. Some kicks to the stomach, maybe. Just put me out of my misery, Taker. Send me to the morgue. slow count and everything. The winner is Undertaker trademark.
All right, hand me the controls.
You should have control.
Oh, okay, I do.
Give me a one fall, and please, for your own sanity, for your own sake. No,
Wait,
no, don't let CPU
back
select.
up. Yeah, sorry.
That could completely fuck us up.
All right, I will be.
You can
a
be
man
Doink.
Doink
Yeah, and go against Yokozuna. Yeah.
Yokozuna.
What the fuck is Doink supposed to be? Just barf some pixels on there. At least you can tell the difference between these two. At least there's that. When they're close to each other, when you're like both like sprites are like inside of each other, I guess it doesn't fucking help at all.
I can't. One of these buttons kicks, I'm sure. Or
Yeah,
does some sort of strike.
A is kick, B is punch. How you grapple and win the grapple, I have not figured out. I would presume it's like the console counterpart, where you just like mash a button while holding a direction.
Get up, please.
I think to get up, you have to mash the B button. Alright, that's enough of that. You gotta capitalize when you down them.
I was pressing buttons and nothing happened.
That's the story of this fucking game, I tell you what.
Okay, I found the strike.
This might be the worst wrestling game.
Yeah.
There were better Game Boy wrestling games than this.
Yeah.
We played them. They're on the list.
Come on.
Well, that's devastating. I do like the bopping music throughout this.
I cannot win those at all.
Yeah, I don't know how to either.
How'd I do that? I used the word earlier for the graphics, but inscrutable.
Yes.
And I'm extending that to the gameplay now, too. I am trying so hard. Yeah, you're doing what I was thinking, and I was also thinking, I don't know if that would even help.
Well, looking up the manual.
Yeah.
How do I start a grapple in this game? Press A and B and you and the opponent will move in position to grapple with one another. Are there any unlockable things in this game? No, but there is a code on game FAQs for this game. Ooh. This is all from the FAQ for this game FAQ. Does the game look good on a GBA or a GBC, or is the black and white palette the best? It's a matter of opinion, but I personally prefer the old style black and white.
I mean, the old style would be the green and green.
I don't know why
okay.
I'm doing this.
You gonna try to figure this out?
I'm gonna try. Menu
All right.
options. Let me bring up the full button list. Can you read any of this?
Not a lick. That's better.
Alright, human wrestler standing, run the ropes. Select is run. Human wrestler running, you can do a drop kick. Human wrestler on ground, roll around. A and B will get you up. Grapple. If you press A very quickly after grapple is initiated, you can stop the grapple from occurring.
You can also link it to me, and I can open it up in the other.
Oh,
monitor.
that'd be very helpful for me if you don't mind. I don't know why I'm even bothering with this, honestly, but I hung so long on this title screen, it just decided to select someone for me. Is what happened there, by the way. You know what? Let's be Razor Ramon, and I will fight Lex Luger because he'll be shirtless. Slime Generator says this is pretty good for a VMU game.
Oh, you're also shirtless.
Oh fuck! I thought you would have the vest on. This sucks. I'm just gonna keep punching him in the face until we even out our health. I still cannot figure out how to win the grapple. Come on.
Okay, I think you have to initiate the grapple to do a grapple, and then you have to mash A to stop a grapple if you get grappled. I'm trying to see.
I was I couldn't tell you how fast I was mashing.
To win no, here it is. To win a grapple, rapidly press the control pad from left to right.
Oh, so this is different from the console game then. Okay. I still didn't win that.
Okay. But the thing is, above that in the controls, it says, note, if you press A very quickly after a grapple is initiated, you can stop the grapple from occurring.
I'm also pressing buttons while I'm going left and right. I cannot figure out how to do anything in those fucking grapples. I figured out how to cancel the grapple.
Yeah.
I was doing a series where I was just like, no grapple, no grapple, no grapple.
So it says, while you're grappling, B is body slam, A is the face scratch, up is knee breaker, and down is back breaker.
Is just mash that button with whatever button you want, whatever command you want. Is that what they mean by it? This is not easy, by the way.
No.
And I cannot get up. I cannot fucking believe a game can be this inscrutable.
It says in easy mode, grappling is semi-automatic because of low CPU grabbing ability. You can win a grapple if you just press the button at the right time. At the right time.
I'm not pressing anything. I'm just letting it go. Not automatic.
No, it says semi-automatic. You can win a grapple if you just press the button at the right time. So you do have to press a button. You might be at a disadvantage now from the health.
You don't say.
I don't. Well, no, I'm just saying I don't know if health plays a factor in.
I would think it does,
grapple.
but this game is also just impossible. As far as I can gather from this, they're not letting me get up. Ugh. When you're disadvantaged in this, you are so fucked. Oh, thank God I finally got one out. And it didn't do any fucking damage, because of course it didn't.
There you go. There you go.
Ugh.
What'd you do for that to work?
Just a no other inputs. No directionality. It's not even worth it, though, because it barely does any damage. Nothing does damage here except for beating people when they're down. That's really the only move. So you do this, you try your best to win this exchange. It's not fully automatic, by the way. I am having to fucking mash like my life depends on it.
To be fair, the guy never said fully automatic or automatic.
Ugh. I know it feels like stupid to try and win it now when we're so far behind, but... How do I run the ropes? How do I do like a drop kick or something?
Let's see. Run is...
Oh, select, right?
Select, yeah.
Oh, well, it doesn't matter. I'm down now, so they're just gonna beat the shit out of me. So we'll never know.
Oh, but to run the ropes is double tap, apparently. Double tap direction. And then B is drop kick.
Sweet.
Drop kick, according to the guy, drop kicking your opponent is very difficult.
Yeah, I'm gathering that.
And it is not wise not to try to attempt too many, because it hurts you if you miss.
Cool. Bart Simpson wins. This is the worst wrestling game we've played.
Yeah. Yeah.
People who made this should feel bad about it.
Who's the developer of this one again?
Real-Time Associates. Oy vey, Charkie. That's gonna do it for WWF Raw on the Game Boy. That was ooh, yeah, that was something. That sure was something. Mercifully, that was our last game for tonight. Thank God that was our last game for tonight. But we're not done yet.
I'm fully aware of what I'm doing. Can't you see?
We still gotta rank him, Charkie.
Yep.
I forgot how I was doing this. How many games were we supposed to show at this time? Yeah, that's unreadable. So I guess this is what we're... Okay.
That's all we can do.
All right. Tonight's games began with T2, the arcade game for the Super Nintendo.
All right, scroll to the bottom of the list. Okay.
Not the very bottom. Some of these games
so
are
where do we put...
truly wretched.
I would actually even reckon to say below the Game Boy version.
Yeah, at least the Game Boy version was trying something. This isn't the T2 Judgment Day is not the rail shooter on Game Boy. This is the action platformer one.
Oh, where's the rail shooter on Game Boy?
Good question. It would be T2, the arcade.
The arcade. Oh, I see it. It's number 36.
Okay,
so definitely below that. Definitely below that, because that was more readable. That was less mean. I feel.
Yeah, my copy.
It was still.
Is it better or worse than the other T2 game?
Fuck.
It's better. I mean, I'm asking it. It's better than that. It's at least like it's got color and sound and graphics and gameplay. That other Terminator 2 game on Game Boy was. Anyway, yeah.
I would argue that Terminator 2 Judgment Day, the action game, had more gameplay than the SNES game.
At least this is a spectacle. At least the SNES conversion of T2 the arcade game, much like the arcade game itself, is something of a spectacle. I think I would rather play the Game Boy version of it, though.
I wouldn't put it much higher than 46. If you're gonna put it higher than 46, I wouldn't put it much higher personally, because that was so.
I'd play it over Quarterback Club. I think I would play Karate Kid before it. Like right here.
Sure. I think I would rather play Quarterback Club, but we can do here.
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, what is this list anyway? It's not like... it's a gimmick is what it is anyway.
Yeah. Okay.
Spider-Man and Venom, Separation Anxiety, do the SNES version first. I'm leaving this... I will have to debate you to make it not number one, but...
Okay, I want to propose this, though. Do we want them to be two separate entries? They are kind of this. I will say the SNES version is the better one.
We'll say they tie. We'll say they tie, or we'll put them like right one on top of the other.
Yeah, I mean they're almost exactly the same game.
Almost exactly.
The SNES one.
Yeah.
The SNES one is a little better because of the control differences. Even though I think the music is better in the Genesis version, I'm going to say controls and gameplay kind of beat it out. But it just feels weird having Maximum Carnage and Maximum Carnage take up two separate slots.
Yeah, I'll just do SNES and or Genesis. That's how I'll do it.
Okay. I would, if you don't want it to be number one, I would put it at number 2.
I really like those Punisher games. That's the only thing. I'm thinking that Punisher NES game and that Game Boy game are really good.
I would not put it below Gotcha, the sport, though.
No, I wouldn't either. I think if you can live with... You know what? I'll give you number 3. I'll grant that the Game Boy version of the Punisher is not as good as the NES version. Mm-hmm. I will say new number 3. Can we...
Yeah, sure.
It puts it in the top 5. So, you know.
I would have put it at... I mean, I would have put it at number 1, but I can do number 3. As the compromise.
SNES and Gen.
Yeah.
Is that the correct title? Yeah, it is.
And we don't need to put it there, but just so you know, asterisk, SNES is the better version.
Oh, I put SNES before Genesis there, didn't I?
Sure.
WWF Raw for the Super Nintendo.
Okay, bad.
Was it worse than King of the Ring? Was it worse than Steel Cage Challenge? Was it worse than King of the Ring on Game Boy?
The problem is I don't remember so many of these fucking games.
They all blend together. Was it better or worse than Super WrestleMania for the Super Nintendo, the one that you despised?
I feel like it was only slightly better than Super WrestleMania.
I would be inclined to agree. It was pretty bad.
Yeah.
Slightly better, you said?
only slightly better than Super WrestleMania. Because Super WrestleMania, like, I really felt like I had no control over that.
Now, I will say this. I would rather play Arcade's Revenge on Game Boy. I would not rather play Beetlejuice.
Okay.
So we'll put it right there. Oh, I should probably try typing the correct letters there. WWF Raw, the new number 50. Wolverine Adamantium Rage. I'm not scrolling up. We're keeping it in this zone, I think.
I feel like it controlled well, and I feel like if I had a better understanding of what those controls were, I would have enjoyed it a bit more. But
it's also a game where you have to kill every single enemy before you can progress the game.
But the gameplay design in terms of how you're supposed to progress, and like the graphics and the fucking music are all abysmal. I would put it above the SNES version of Arcade's Revenge, because I feel like they're both maze-like games, but Arcade's Revenge feels like definitely the worst version of it.
I will grant you that. I'll grant you that, I should say. Wolverine Adamantium Rage. Wait, why is that font smaller? It should be size 18. Let me scale that up a little bit. Also, why is King of the Ring? Oh, I see, because I had that thing. Okay. 2 seconds. This is formatting casts. That's fine. Make sure all these are the same font size fonts as one another. Okay, cool. Sorry. There we go. That's Wolverine Adamantium Rage, our new number 43 on this. NFL Quarterback Club. Wait, hold on. Matt just was saying, if you would rather play Arcade's Revenge, wouldn't it be above WWF Raw? Did you mean to put it below or above?
I meant to put it above Arcade's Revenge. That's fine where that is. I don't know what Meows is talking about necessarily.
Yeah, neither do I. I mean, don't ask me to think about decisions I made.
Oh, no. Okay,
10
I
seconds
understand.
ago.
I understand what they're saying. Because you said you misspoke earlier. You said I would rather play Arcade's Revenge. I wouldn't rather play Beetlejuice for Raw.
Oh,
which
whatever.
would put it in a weird place. It's fine where it is. Okay, next is
NFL Quarterback Club for the
Club.
SNES.
Okay. I thought that it's better that it has more content, but I think that's the worst of the straight up football games we've played. Like, in terms of actually playing football, that felt the worst of those. But there is like the other mode with the minigame stuff, and that looked all right.
I put it on par with the NES NFL game. Maybe like one spot above, one spot below.
I'm fully aware of what I'm doing. Can you see?
Again, the core football I think is bad, the worst we've played, but there is that other stuff that is better. But that other stuff is so slight. There's barely anything to it.
Is it better or worse than the Game Boy version of Quarterback Club? Better.
Better is better.
I'm going to put it one below NFL on NES.
Okay.
NFL Quarterback Club for the SNES, our new number 33. True Lies for the Super Nintendo.
I'll leave that one to you.
I think there's some potential there. I think there's some ideas it's trafficking in. It's a fun one of those. It's fun to have a narrative through line through one of those top-down shooters that would otherwise just be generic Commando Man, running through the forest and into the enemy base. It's fun to have, the house, the mall, these real-world locations that aren't just, weird abstracts that don't only exist in action movie land. And that's, I think, a unique touch that game is able to present, being a movie tie-in game that they're allowed to just make a top-down shooter out of. There was some getting used to the controls, to be sure. There were some things I didn't love about, how stiff it felt. Even when I figured out how to do, the straight thing, I think there was some weird, if you're too close to someone, there's no punch button. There's no way to just, walk up to someone and deck them in the fucking face. And your gun will, very frequently shoot through them. So it definitely was, there's some things they could have stood to tighten up to make it a better game, to make it a more functional product. But I can appreciate that they were going for something. I still think I like the Back to the Future NES game more.
Okay.
I think it's a new number 9.
All right.
True Lies for the SNES. This will piss some people off. That will annoy someone, I'm sure. I'm sure someone will take umbrage with the fact that Back to the Future NES is so high on this list in general. But, you know, our fucking list. WWF Raw for the Game Boy. Way down here. Okay.
Yeah, new worst wrestling game, I think.
For sure. So definitely...
As much as I hate Super WrestleMania, it's still worse.
Better or worse than Back to the Future Part 2 and 3 on the NES? That game is tedium incarnate. That game is just mean.
At least with the wrestling game, you're done in short order. Right?
Yeah.
Like it's not dragging you around by the ear and fucking with you.
Yeah, I think that's a fair argument. Yeah.
I would put it right above Back to the Future.
I can live with that. WWF Raw for the Game Boy, our new number 56. So we have 59 games on this list. Let's start from the bottom and work our way up. I'm used to starting from the top and working our way down to the worst game. But let's start from the bottom as I recap our current rankings. Number 59, Pictionary, the game of video quick draw. Number 58, The Uncanny X-Men. Number 57, Back to the Future Part 2 and 3. Number 56, WWF Raw. Number 55, WWF Super WrestleMania. Number 54, Spider-Man X-Men Arcade's Revenge. 53, WWF Raw. 52, Beetlejuice. 51, Terminator 2 Judgment Day for the Game Boy. 50, TNC Surf Designs 2, Thrill of Safari. 49, NFL Quarterback Club. 48, T2 the arcade game for the SNES. 47, The Karate Kid. 46, Spider-Man X-Men Arcade's Revenge for the Super Nintendo. 45, Spider-Man Anime... Ugh, this is impossible, actually. Wow, going from bottom to top really is fucking me up. I could do it from top to bottom. Let's just do it from top to bottom. Friday the 13th on the NES. Number 2, Punisher NES. Number 3, Spider-Man Venom Maximum Carnage SNES and Genesis, but the SNES version is better. Number 4, The Punisher Ultimate Payback. Number 5, Gotcha the Sport for the NES. Number 6, Jaws. People in the chat saying you really don't need to read all of this. Yes, I do. Number 7, Nightmare on Elm Street for the NES. Number 8, Back to the Future NES. Number 9, True Lies SNES. Number 10, Roger Clemens' MVP Baseball for the NES. Number 11, All-Star Challenge 2 for the Game Boy. Number 12, and All-Star Challenge 1 for the Game Boy. Number 13, The Incredible Crash Dummies for the Game Boy. Number 14, Beetlejuice for the Game Boy. Number 15, Roger Clemens' MVP Baseball for the Game Boy. Number 16, T2 Terminator 2 Judgment Day for the SNES. Number 17, The Amazing Spider-Man for the Game Boy. Number 18, Terminator 2 Judgment Day for the NES. Number 19, Who Framed Roger Rabbit for the NES. Number 20, NBA All-Star Challenge for the SNES. Number 21, WWF Royal Rumble for the SNES. Number 22, WWF Superstars for the Game Boy. Number 23, WWF Superstars 2 for the Game Boy. Number 24, Roger Clemens' MVP Baseball for the SNES. Number 25, Major League Baseball for the NES. Number 26, TNC Surf Designs Wood and Water Rage for the NES. Number 27, The Incredible Trash Dummies for the NES. Number 28, The Incredible Crash Dummies for the Super NES. Number 29, Alien 3 for the SNES. Number 30, Alien 3 for the Game Boy. Number 31, Bill and Ted's Excellent Game Boy Adventure for the Nintendo 64. Just kidding, for the Game Boy. Number 32, WWF WrestleMania Challenge for the NES. Number 33, NFL NES. Number 34, NFL Quarterback Club for the SNES. Number 35, Bill and Ted's Excellent Video Game Adventure for the NES. Number 36, Wolverine for the NES. Number 37, The Amazing Spider-Man 2 for the Game Boy. Number 38, Alien 3 for the NES. Number 39, T2 the arcade game for Game Boy. Number 40, WWF King of the Ring for the NES. Number 41, WWF WrestleMania Steel Cage Challenge for the NES. Number 42, Spider-Man Return of the Sinister Six for the NES. Number 43, The Amazing Spider-Man 3 Invasion of the Spider Slayers for the Game Boy. Number 44, WWF King of the Ring Game Boy. Number 45, Wolverine Adamantium Rage for the SNES. Number 46, Spider-Man X-Men The Arcade's Revenge for the SNES. Number 47, The Karate Kid NES. Number 48, T2 the arcade game SNES. Number 49, NFL Quarterback Club for the Game Boy. Number 50, TNC Surf Designs 2 Thrill of Safari for the NES. Number 51, Terminator 2 Judgment Day for the Game Boy. Number 52, Beetlejuice for the NES. Number 53, WWF SNES. Maybe it's just these games at the bottom are really fucking with me. Number 53, WWF Raw for the SNES. Number 54, Spider-Man X-Men Arcade's Revenge for the Game Boy. Number 55, WWF Super WrestleMania for the SNES. Number 56, WWF Raw for the Game Boy. Number 57, Back to the Future Part 2 and 3 for the NES. Number 58, The Uncanny X-Men for the NES. And number 59, bottom of the fucking list, Pictionary, the game of video quick draw.
Sorry, I zoned out there for a second. Can you start over?
All right, number 1, Friday the 13th. Okay. Well, that's our list so far. There's only 6 more games to add to it.
I'm fully aware of what I'm
in
doing.
That in our
Can
last
you see?
episode coming up. So look forward to that. Whew. Folks, that'll do it for tonight's stream for this episode of the LJN Connection. The 8th, the 9th is coming. We'll have to figure out a new long-term series to do after we wrap this one. But this has been a good series. It has been interesting to go through all these games, to see the highs, the lows, and the ones in between. I think this year was honestly a kind of stronger year in the catalog. Despite the fact that we had... yeah. I think
3 of them.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, they were starting to come into their own. I think they had figured out what developers they enjoyed that had the top quality. I think Software Creations getting the Iggy, getting to do Maximum Carnage, like demonstrated they had a bit more trust in them than some of their other people they worked with, some of the other studios they worked with, they contracted out to. So, you know, if LJN had continued, if they had been able to persist, by which I mean if Acclaim had continued to operate the label and use it for their licensed ventures, you know, maybe they would have been able to say, like, okay, here's like our A team, here's our B team, and if we really want to phone shit in, here's our C team. We'll get bits on the phone, or we'll get real-time associates if we really want to, like, fuck over a licensee. If we really want to give them some absolute shit, we can give them something like WWF Raw for the Game Boy. We have our team for that. But ultimately, the last year or two of LJN's existence, 1995 into 1996, will have a few more semi-notable releases, and then they take that hiatus period where the label is put to rest until the year 2000, where it comes out one more time for inexplicable reasons. But we'll get to that when we get to that. For now, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching along. Thank you for your commitment to this bit, as we are committed to it, and y'all are committed to showing up for these shows. We appreciate this mutual commitment here, this thing we got going. It's a good thing, I like to think. If you think this relationship we have between viewer and streamer is a good thing going as well, consider becoming a subscriber here on Twitch. Consider pledging on Patreon. Consider supporting the show financially. You will gain access on the Discord server. Please send them with a link to the Discord server, to our Patron Saints channel, where you can vote on upcoming games that we will play through, make suggestions, things of that nature, and just be a valued member of the community. We hang most nights. You can hang with us. Consider it, won't you? If you can't financially support us, you can still join the Discord, by the way, even if you don't financially support us. But we understand if you can't financially support us, and if you just want to support the show in some other way, consider sharing some of our episodes from our suggested viewing playlist on YouTube with folk you know. Those are some episodes that we've handpicked that we feel confident in as being good ways to onboard new viewers, as good first impressions of the Bad Game Hall of Fame and what we're about. So if you find a favorite episode in there, potentially, link folk to it, or maybe link it to the LJN Connection if you know someone who was raised with the AVGN or on these LJN games, or something in between, possibly. Maybe some secret third thing. And, you know, say, like, hey, do you like Terminator 2, the arcade game? Well, I know some streamers who don't. And sow the seeds of contention between you and your friend, and between us and them as well. Multifaceted, many such approaches, many things you can do as far as showing the show to people. And we'd appreciate any form of that you might do. Or if not, just continue tuning in, and we thank you for that as well. I feel like I really rambled on that one. I really meandered on that read. Maybe because I've been drinking tonight. Let's see who we can raid. Let's see who is streaming at this ungodly hour. Oh, I had to hit the following button, too. Fucking narrow. Wolverine Adamantium Rage, the Genesis version by Macaw45.
Oh, hey.
Well, if you want to see the Genesis version of Wolverine Adamantium Rage, we've never had such an actual apropos tie-in. That's incredible. So I guess we're raiding Macaw45. Tell them we sent you. Tell them we played the SNES version. Tell them that we didn't love it. We will also tell them when we get in that chat. But that will do it for us. That will do it for the Bad Game Hall of Fame. That will do it for me, Cassidy. Your the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow.
And I'm really fucked up sound chip Charkie.
Thank you again for tuning in. Thank you for coming along with us on the LJN Connection. Thank you for everything, folks. We'll be doing something on Tuesday this week. I haven't decided what yet. Thursday, we'll continue Blue Stinger, our playthrough of Blue Stinger, and Saturday, we'll have a theme night in mind or something to that effect. One of our variety programs that you all know and love. But for now, bye!
Good night, everybody.